But
It's great, but it doesn't really help me.
ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the College of Alameda for the CCL Championship game between your Walnut Creek Crawdads and the Conejo Oaks. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to try that one more time. Welcome back to the College of Alameda for the CCL Championship game between your Walnut Creek Crawdads and the Conejo Oaks. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the College of Alameda for the CCL Championship game between your Walnut Creek Crawdads and the Conejo Oaks. We are sorry for the technical difficulties. We are running that back here. It's been a wild Friday night. Originally, game time was supposed to be 4 o'clock, but it is coming up shortly at 6 o'clock p.m. We were scheduled to play at the Chabot College, but game time will be coming up in just under 15 minutes from the College of Alameda. It is the California Collegiate League Championship. It is a wild ride. My name is Dylan Allen. I'm joined here by my co-host, Olivia Arciniega. Olivia, how are you doing?
Doing good. Again, like you said, it's been a wild day for the Crawdads, for our intern group, for the other team. Moving fields from the Chabot College down to the College of Alameda because of an issue with the pitcher's mound previously. Yeah, a lot going on, a lot of moving pieces. However, it's been fun to see how the team has handled it so gracefully. It's been fun to work with our intern team, even with all the moving parts. And yeah, it just makes me even more excited for this anticipated game, a game that the Crawdads have worked so hard to get to all year.
Absolutely. It's definitely been a little bit of a challenge getting here. We had to pack everything up and move at around 3:30. Once the mound was deemed unplayable, there was just a divot in the mound, and it was just unsafe for the pitchers. Could have been an injury, could have been something that just gotten one of them injured. It was kind of where the landing zone for that front leg would be, and both coaches on both sides were trying to fix it, and it wasn't going to be good for anybody landing wise, and yeah, it was rough.
I mean, you'd rather be safe than sorry. You don't want to injure a pitcher, especially, I mean, as important as this game is heading into fall ball, winter ball, coming up to the college season, you never want to injure a player or put them in a space where they potentially could be injured. So, definitely the right move. Despite the little bit of a hassle, we're here now. Field's ready to go. Players are ready to go, and we're set to start in about 15 minutes.
It's a best of three series here for the CCL Championship and a battle of the top dogs as both of these teams secured their respective one seeds in their conference. And both have just played one game this week, so they're very well rested. The Oaks, the champions of the South, the Crawdads, the champions of the North. Your dads, took down the Sonoma Stompers on Wednesday by a score of 5-2, securing the North Championship. That game was at home at Monte Vista. The Oaks, on the other hand, took down the Orange County Riptide by a score of 9-2 on Wednesday. So both teams had Monday and Tuesday off, and both teams also had Thursday off with the divisional on Wednesday. So both a lot of rest this week. They haven't had a lot, only one game during the week, and it's they're everyone's available. Let's just say that. So
Everyone's available. Everybody in the pen today. You have Carson Yasa starting for the Dads on the mound, but everybody in the pen except Jackson Bird, who we saw pitch last game, will be hot today. It could be anybody thrown on the mound. Coach Brant Cummings is going to make the best decision, who's been pitching more consistently. And honestly, just like it's been for the second half of the season, last game, the story was our pitchers. Between Jackson Bird and Drew Aguiar, Jackson Bird opening the game was our player of the game. He pitched 6 innings, had a season high of 8 strikeouts, 1 hit, only allowed 1 hit, had 0 runs and only 2 walks. Again, was our player of the game for the reason, was super, super dominant on the mound like he has been. Again, he's one of those 4 pitchers on our team to have, or one of those 3 pitchers on our team, to come out of the regular season with 4 wins. And with those 8 strikeouts, it was the most strikeouts he's thrown in a game this season. And those 6 innings he pitched, 6 shutout. It was phenomenal to watch him. And then to have Drew Aguiar come to the mound and close up for the Dads. He pitched 3 innings, had 4 strikeouts, only allowed 1 hit, 2 runs, and 0 walks. 2 phenomenal performances that we saw by our pitchers on the mound, people who are dominant and led our our defense to a victory. It was fantastic to watch, and I feel like that's kind of been the story for the Dads for the latter half of the season.
It has. Bird was fantastic on Wednesday. As you said, career high in strikeouts. He's been fantastic all season long, but it was very exciting to watch. I mean, he was fired up on the mound after getting some big-time strikeouts with runners in scoring position. He's electric. He's a competitor, a two-way player again, but just one of the best pitchers on this Crawdads team. And as you said, their pitching kind of been the rock in the last half of the season. Earlier, it was the offense. They were scoring a lot of runs, and then the offense kind of slowed down, started to falter a little bit. But the pitching really picked them up and was able to keep them in games when their offense wasn't scoring a lot of runs.
And I would say, even though the offense has had their slump in the latter half of the season, last game against the Stompers, they had one of their better ones lately. Every single player on the Crawdads in the batting lineup, except one player, Casey Cummings, had a hit last game. And Cole Kosciuszko was the only player with multiple hits. He had 2. But again, I think very reflective of what these players can do on the mound, given whatever pitcher's thrown at them. Sonoma made a lot of pitching changes in attempt, to try to match up with different batters. But yeah, for the fact that every single player except one had a hit at bat, I think this speaks volumes.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting series here. As we said, it's the best of 3. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Again, 2 1 seeds of both the North and the South Conference. The Crawdads' regular season record was 23-14. The Oaks had the best regular season record in the CCL, 25 wins and only 12 losses. We'll jump into a little preview of these teams. You know, it's been a fantastic season for the Dads. They clinched first place on Sunday with a 15-3 win against the Legends, and then they got the rest, as we talked about. The Oaks, on the other hand, were 4-2 to end the regular season, and the only team that both teams have faced similarly is the Blues. Crawdads faced them 4 times. The Oaks faced them once. It's kind of irregular because you usually just play the teams. Like the Crawdads are in the North, you usually just play North teams. Oaks are in the South, you're usually just going to play South teams. That's why these teams have never matched up. But the Oaks did take on the Blues, who are in the North, a little over 2 weeks ago, and they lost 1-0. That was the only matchup that they have played against a team in the North. So it's interesting. The Oaks are a very solid team. Their lineup consistently gets on base. They walk a lot. They steal a lot. They have a lot of timely hits. They're a very solid team, and their pitching staff is very deep. We will talk about their starting pitcher in a little bit. But Olivia, if you want to take us through the lineup for our Crawdads tonight.
I was going to say, speaking of the Oaks, very solid and consistent lineup. This is probably one of the more solid and consistent lineups we've seen for the Dad all season. One very similar, if not, I believe the same as we saw last game, on Wednesday. So leading off for the Crawdads in right field, we have Mark Walbert, followed by center fielder Casey Cummings, and then hitting in that third spot again at first base is Cole Kosciuszko, who's went 2 for 3 last game, and I would say remains to be the Dad's most reliable batter. He's just so consistent. He has a .322 batting average on the season. Again, something to say. He has the most doubles in the league, most home runs, one of the more consistent batters. And then followed by Kosciuszko hitting in that 4th spot, you have Isaiah Walker playing second base. And then in that 5th spot, you have Cam Calvillo playing third base. And Calvillo and Walker tied the regular season in hits, and they are also the 2 players on the Crawdads with the highest batting averages. Calvillo has a 341 batting average with 132 at-bats. Walker has a 360 batting average with 125 at-bats. So, again, two of our very solid hitters right in the middle of that lineup. Then hitting in that sixth spot in left field, you have Aiden Camberg, who is 313 on the season. That's his batting average. And then in that seventh spot, you have Ethan Liao as our designated hitter, followed by catcher Owen Firestone hitting in that eighth spot. He caught last game for Bird, and I think it speaks volumes that coach is deciding to put him in again for the third game in a row, usually rotating on a three-catcher basis. But again, sticking with Owen Firestone, catching for Carson Yasa, which Dylan will take us through in a bit. And leading and then ending the batting order for the Dads, you have Nico DeFazio playing shortstop, who has been much more consistent towards the end of the season. His strikeouts have gone down. He puts the ball in play more consistently. He had a 333 on-base percentage in the last two games and went 1 for 3 last game. So another player that's kind of stepped up in these tougher games, in these tougher moments.
Yeah, an exciting lineup for the Dads. I've been impressed with Firestone's at bats in this game against the Stompers, and DeFazio too. Both coming up big. Firestone with some good swings, getting the ball out to left field, and just a couple line drives from the 8-9. I know we talk a lot about the 1 through 7, but the bottom of the order going to be really important today in this game. And looks like we may be having the national anthem coming up soon, but we'll get into the pitching matchup real quick for your Walnut Creek Crawdads. It is a Carson Yasa bump day, the 6'7" righty attending the University of Nebraska. He threw last Friday against the Slow Blues and honestly had a fantastic start. Just caught a little bit of some unlucky hitting. He went 5 innings, 2 earned runs, 4 hits, 4 walks, 6 Ks. One of the runs was kind of a cheap shot. It was a broken bat bloop single. But he had a really good start. His numbers on the summer, he's 4-1 in 8 games, 4.08 ERA, 39 and 2/3 innings pitched with 52 Ks and only 31 walks and 25 hits. So Yasa, it's been a fantastic summer for him. He is easily one of their best pitchers. You know, this series is kind of like college baseball. You get Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You throw your best starter out on Friday. For the Dads, that's Carson Yasa. And for the Conejo Oaks, it'll be Cole Fisher. He's a 6'3", 210-pound righty from Pennsylvania, and he is now committed to the University of Oregon after 2 years at Millersville College in Pennsylvania. His numbers on the summer, in 6 games, a 1-1 record, 23 1/3 innings pitched, and 37 Ks. So high strikeout numbers for Fisher. He sits around 90 to 91, but a lot of break on his pitches. So the Dads lineup are going to have it in for him. He's just a lot of nasty movement from him. His last appearance was July 23rd, 4 innings pitched, and he struck out 9. So, you know, he has punch-out stuff, and not a lot of numbers at his a D2 college in Pennsylvania, but his most numbers came from this summer, and now he's committed to Oregon. So, ladies and gentlemen, that will wrap up our pregame show. The CCL Championship between the North champions, Walnut Creek Crawdads, and the South champions, Conejo Oaks, coming up shortly. It's going to be a good one. First pitch coming up shortly after quite a few difficulties here on this Friday night. But we're underway, and first pitch is coming up. Olivia, anything you want to add?
It's going to be an exciting game. I'm excited to watch arguably one of the harder teams the Dads have faced this year. See how our lineup matches up with their pitcher, how our defense responds to their batters. It's going to be electric, I think.
Yeah, the Oaks, again, had the most wins in the CCL. They were pretty much at the 1 in the South Conference for the whole time. Again, their lineup is very deep. They get on base a lot. They steal. They're very aggressive on the bags. And their pitching staff is very deep. They basically have 3 Friday starters on today. But, you know, Dads have been hot all season long, and they're coming out here fired up at home. They are hosting this series, and they're ready to play. They took batting practice at 1:30, and it's now 6 o'clock. So it's been a wild Friday, a lot of sitting around, but we'll get to it shortly. That'll wrap it up. Again, thank you for joining us on the Walnut Creek Crawdads pregame show. My name is Dylan Allen, Olivia Arciniega. Thank you for joining us.
It's a showdown of the two top seeds, a true battle of the Titans, the Crawdads versus the Oaks for the ultimate prize in the California Collegiate League. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Pat Bale Field here on the campus of the College of Alameda. My name is Carson Mercier alongside Austin Oda for Game 1 of the CCL Championship games, and you heard it. It's the Crawdads, it's the Oaks, both the first seeds in their respective divisions. Of course, the Oaks come into town from the Thousand Oaks area, and the Walnut Creek Crawdads representing the North. Crawdads finished the year up 23-14. The Oaks 25-12, the only team in the CCL to reach the 25-win mark on this season. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for the Conejo Oaks, led by head coach Dave Solis. Leading off in center field, Tommy Kendlinger. Batting second, the third baseman, Jack Brooks. Batting third, the left fielder, Austin Carrillo. Doing the cleanup duties and the DH duties is Justin Rubin. Second baseman, Nick Leahy, plays second base, bats fifth. Landon West is the first baseman, batting sixth. Batting seventh is the catcher, George Baker. Cooper Sheff bats eighth. He plays shortstop. Lucas Danielitz is the right fielder. He rounds it out against the starting pitcher for the Crawdads, Carson Yasa.
He's been awesome this year. 4-1, a 4.08 ERA, fastball, curveball, changeup. He'll go a lot of curveballs, try to drop him in for strikes. And you know what? CCL Championship for the first time in Crawdads modern history. It was not an easy route to get here today. It's been a long day, but let's do this thing.
Here comes the right-handed hitting center fielder, Tommy Kendlinger. First pitch of the ball game is a fastball that misses high and tight, and the 2024 CCL Championship game is underway. First pitch time and temperature brought to you by Meadowlark Dairy, trying to hang on to the Old Town vibe since the early 1900s. 1-0 is a fastball on the corner, called a strike to even things up. 1 ball and 1 strike. 6:08 first pitch time, 68 degrees first pitch temperature. Yasa working from the windup. 1 ball, 1 strike to the leadoff hitter. Slider misses a little bit inside, and 2-1 the count goes. Kendlinger, the center fielder, 333, a homer, and 18 runs batted in. A ton of speed from the top spot in this lineup. 2-1 from Carson Yasa. Fastball misses by the letters, and quickly ahead is Kendlinger. It's 3-1.
You'll see that a lot with the top 3 or 4 in this lineup. It's a lot of guys that don't strike out a ton, a lot of guys that walk a ton, and the top 2 especially steal a lot of bases.
3-1 pitch, fastball down the middle, and a called strike to fill the count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Crawdads playing in their first ever CCL Championship game. Of course, they did it as the Neptune Beach Pearl, but since Brant Cummings has taken over, this is the first time they've done it as the Crawdads, as the 3-2 misses outside. Yasa went to the slider, and it's a leadoff walk for Tommy Kendlinger.
You'll see that a lot with Carson Yasa. He's got high strikeout numbers, but also high walk numbers. When he gets ahead, that's when he's at his best. But against these Oaks, especially the top of the lineup, who steal a lot of bases, not a good start.
So now the number 2 man, Jack Brooks, third baseman, left-handed hitter. Ton of speed for Kendlinger, who leads off first base. First pitch, fastball misses high and away to the left-handed hitter. It's 1-0. Brooks, a 250 hitter, a homer, 15 runs batted in. Is really, really heated up in the month of July. 1-0 pitch, fastball popped up foul, and off the other direction, count evens 1-1. To start the year, first 15 games for Jack Brooks, hit just a $159. Since then is hitting over 300. Average slowly starts to climb for him. Ball and a strike, nobody out, top of the first inning. Yasa, a long hold from the first base side of the rubber, comes home, and the fastball is fouled straight back. It's a 1-2 advantage count for Yasa. Brooks resets out of the left-handed batter's box, climbs back in. Small lead for Kendlinger off first base. 1-2 pitch. Yasa looking for out number 1. Runner goes, throw to second from Firestone, a little bit high, and a stolen bag for Tommy Kendlinger. It's almost what he does best. That's the 21st stolen bag on the summer. He's only been caught stealing twice. And now a runner in scoring position, nobody out here in the top of the first for Conejo.
Got to buckle down, get this guy. Start worrying about the middle part of the lineup after that. But okay, runner on second. You kind of knew that was going to happen after the leadoff walk with Kendlinger's speed.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Yasa from the stretch. Fastball, line drive, center field. Cummings charging, but it'll drop right in front of him. A base hit. Kendlinger had to wait and see. He holds up. The throw goes to third a little bit late, but a base knock for Jack Brooks. He stays hot, and the Oaks have runners on the corners. Nobody out for Austin Carrillo.
Well, welcome to the Conejo Oaks experience. They're not going to hit a bunch of balls over the yard like you see with the Crawdads, like you see with some of the teams in the north, but they're going to spray the ball all over the field. They're going to they're going to force the issue, steal a lot of bases, and we're seeing it already. 2 batters into the game.
Nobody out. Yasa trying to work himself out of a pretty big hole. Carrillo, another left-handed hitter. First pitch fastball misses down below the knees, and it's 1-0. 302, no home runs, and 26 runs batted in. But the big thing for Carrillo is the walks, almost double the walks to strikeouts. Very patient hitter against a pitcher that walks a lot of guys. 1-0 pitch misses down low. Taking off for second is Brooks. He's got it without a throw. So 2 stolen bases in the inning, and the Oaks have runners on second and third with nobody out.
Nightmare start for Carson Yasa. If you're able to get out of this even with just 1 run allowed, you take that. But got to find the strike zone. Fall behind to both of the first 2 hitters. Now here to the third. Carrillo, good hitter ahead and a good hitter's count.
Third baseman Cam Calvillo plays even with the bag. Everyone else back. 2-0 pitch hit into straightaway center field in front of the warning track. Casey Cummings squares it up. His throw goes to third. Brooks is in ahead as the throw is a little up the line, and a run will score. Kendlinger home from third, and the Oaks strike first in game 1.
Honestly, I think you take that if you're the Crawdads, giving up 1. So what? Need to score 1 to win. Runner moves up to third. Got to buckle down.
There's the first out here in the top of the first inning. A runner on third. It's Jack Brooks, and the cleanup hitter is Justin Rubin. Does the DH duties for the Oaks today. 398, 1 home run, 25 runs batted in. Big RBI spot for him here as the Oaks look to add on to their already 1-0 advantage as the first pitch slider from Yasa misses high above the zone, 1-0. So now 3 batters for Yasa and 3 first pitch balls. 1-0. Fastball misses high, no call to strike at the top of the zone, and the count evens 1-1. And 4 batters for first pitch balls.
It's a very late strike call from the guy behind home plate right now. We've seen it in basically all the called strikes. A very long hold trigger.
1-1. Check swing on a pitch in the dirt. Firestone blocks it, keeps it in front. But no appeal, no swing. And the count goes to 2-1. Rubin has been on a tear. He's hitting 12 of his last 13 games, hitting over 400 in that stretch. 2-1 from Yasa. Fastball down Broadway, a called strike, and it's 2-2.
Rubin has hits in all but 2 games he's played this year. He's been unbelievable.
18 for his last 43 with 17 runs batted in. And a 2-ball, 2-strike with the starter Yasa. Pitch is blocked by Firestone in the dirt. A really nice stop on what looked like the splitter from Yasa. The count goes full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Firestone's had to work hard already in this ball game. Yasa working from the windup, 3-2 pitch home. Fastball line drive left center field. That's down and a base hit. Oaks are going to take a 2-0 lead. Heading for second is Rubin. Here comes the throw from Cummings. It's not in time. An RBI double, and the Oaks lead 2-0.
That's what the Oaks will do. Make you pay early. Yasa gives up a leadoff walk. We know those come home to score. The single after didn't help. And now a double following the sac fly, and the Oaks are still in business.
The RBI double brings up Nick Leahy, Oaks second baseman, 410 hitter, no homers, and 27 runs batted in. There's only 3 home runs scattered throughout this Oaks lineup, but they play at Cal Lutheran, a pretty big ballpark where the ball just doesn't travel. As a team, only 5 home runs on the year. As a first pitch is a slider swung on and missed. Looked like Leahy chased, and the first pitch strike from Yasa today. 2-0 Oaks lead here on the top of the first inning, only 1 out. Yasa, a deep breath, couple of looks back towards second base. 0-1 pitch, fastball way outside, and the count evens again, 1 ball, 1 strike. Has not been the start that Yasa and the Crawdads were looking for. 1-1 pitch. Fastball skipped in, blocked by Firestone, and again, Firestone is having to work hard back there, keeps the fastball in front of him, and the count goes to 2-1.
Yeah, Yasa already well over 20 pitches. That pitch number 23 on his young evening.
2-1. Yasa home, slider, top of the zone, and a called strike to even things up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Leahy, another man, just on an absolute heater. 22 for his last 41. 9-game hitting streak. 7 of those games have been multi-hit games. He's been on a tear. 2-2 pitch, taken strike 3. Second out in the top of the first inning is the first strikeout for Carson Yasa.
That one was pretty. Slider started basically behind the back of Nick Leahy. He started bending away from it, and it just broke right back to the middle of the strike zone. Yasa has been unable to locate that pitch so far. He's tried to drop it below the zone to try to get chases, but this time fires it in on the inside. That's a big out number 2.
Now he'll have the first baseman, Landon West. West, a 268 hitter, no homers and 20 runs batted in. From the right side, he waits for the first pitch. Yasa, a deep breath, comes home. His slider misses down and out. 1-0. 2-0 Oaks, top of the first inning in the CCL Championship. Game 1 of a 3-game series. Yasa set, hands separated from his belt. 1-0 pitch is a fastball lined sharply the other way, just over the Oaks dugout down the first base line. Count will go to 1-1. West, another guy in this Oaks lineup that's really picked it up as the summer's gone on. Was 1 for 4 a couple of days ago as the 1-1 misses in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. Yasa looking to limit the damage here in the top of the first inning. Big lead off second for Justin Rubin, but Yasa will come home. Fastball gets to the backstop, missed by the chin, as moving up to third base is Justin Rubin.
Good news for Yasa. He can work back in the windup now. He's definitely more comfortable there and has not been able to find the release point from the stretch. It's been a long day for both of these teams, so the Crawdads hoping it'll bite back on the other end as well.
Next pitch will be number 30 for Carson Yasa in this first inning. Going to work from the windup with 2 outs and a 3-1 count. The pitch misses outside, ball 4. Second walk of the inning, and the Oaks again have runners on the corners. 2 outs this time for George Baker.
The bottom third of this Oaks lineup isn't exactly the toughest bottom third in the CCL, but in a situation like this, you'd much rather have them hitting with no one on base in a spot where the most they can do is drive and run. Here, runners on the corners and a chance to make this a really big inning.
Baker, a late addition to this Oaks team. Left-handed batter doing the catching today. Swings through a first pitch fastball. It's 0-1. Looked like Yasa went up and out of the zone and gets the chase of Baker. Baker just 7 for 28 on the summer. Has a pretty big strikeout problem. 13 strikeouts in those 28 at-bats. Start and a stop from the runner on first. The pitch drops in. Called strike on the slider, and it's 0-2. Not a ton of speed from Landon West, who leads off first base. No stolen bags on the year. Rubin on third. But Baker in an 0-2 hole with 2 outs. Yasa's working from the stretch. Deep breath, runner goes. Fastball misses high, and Firestone's not going to attempt to throw. Count goes to 1-2. A stolen base, the first of the summer for Landon West. Looked like he was almost giving himself up. 50% jog down to second base, but Firestone let him have it. The third stolen bag of the inning for Conejo. 1-2 pitch. Fastball just off the outside, and the count evens again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. There just hasn't been a quick batter for Carson Yasa in this first inning. Fifth pitch of this at-bat, the 2-2. Slider went for the back door, misses outside, and the count is full on George Baker. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs with Ruben on third and West on second. Infield, outfield, straight up. The payoff pitch, slider, check swing. They're going to say he went around. Firestone will apply the tag, and the inning is over. A couple of Ks in the first for Carson, but 2 runs on 2 hits, 2 walks for Conejo as they lead it early. Crawdads coming up for their first cuts in the CCL Championship game when we come back. Crawdads see themselves trailing a pair as they come up for their first at-bats in their first appearance in a CCL Championship game. Their lineup looks like this, written in by head coach Brant Cummings. Leading off in right field, as we've said all of July, Mark Wolbert. Batting second in center field, Casey Cummings. Cole Kosciuszko is at first. He bats third. Batting fourth is Isaiah Walker. He's at second base. Batting fifth is Cam Calvillo. He's at the hot corner. Aiden Camberg's out and left. He bats sixth. Batting seventh is Ethan Liao doing the DH duties. Batting eighth is the catcher for the Dads, Owen Firestone. He's catching back-to-back days. Nico DeFazio rounds it out. He's the shortstop going up against the right-hander, Cole Fisher.
The future Duck. Excited to see him next year at the University of Oregon, a transfer from a D2 out in Pennsylvania. He's been tremendous. The second summer he's been with Conejo, 1-1 record. He doesn't go super deep into games, but 40 strikeouts in 24 1/3 innings. The walks are a little high, and what you'll see a lot with Cole Fisher is a huge curveball. That's the big scouting report, is fastball. Curveball is the moneymaker. One of the reasons he's taken the jump from D2 to D1, playing in a Power 5 school, and he's got good stuff.
He'll have a top of the order that's been pretty much on fire, but a lineup for the most part that has really struggled in the past couple of weeks. Mark Wolbert, the left-handed batter, to lead it off. 348, 4 home runs, 21 runs batted in. Took over the leadoff spot about midway through July and never gave it back. Cole Fisher on the rubber waiting. Wolbert into the left-handed batter's box, and we're just about ready for the first pitch of the inning. It's a fastball at the knees, no, a little bit low, so 1-0. Talked about how on fire Wolbert's been, OPSing over 1,200 since July 11th. 1-0, and a line drive base hit into left field for Mark Wolbert. There goes the no-hitter. Crawdads have a leadoff runner on.
You know, I mentioned it. Cole Fisher's a good pitcher. Mark Wolbert's seen some really good pitching. Big West guy, had a good year at Davis. He's a vet, and I think that's something that the Crawdads have in their favor. Guys like Mark Wolbert, guys like Isaiah Walker, who've seen years of Division I pitching. They know what this looks like.
So the leadoff runner on Mark Wolbert got good speed, and Casey Cummings, center fielder, right-handed hitter, stands in. 228, 3 home runs, 16 runs batted in. Crawdads looking to battle back and cut into the early 2-0 deficit as a first pitch is in there for a strike. Fastball at the knees. And Fisher's ahead, 0-1.
Yeah, if you can get one back, you're feeling good. If you get both back, of course, you're feeling better. If you get more than that, you're feeling great. But got to start with one.
No balls, a strike, fastball down the middle. And Casey's behind, 0-2. Crawdads on the summer kind of struggled against starting pitching, and we saw it on Wednesday against the Stompers. Weren't able to get a run off the starter, Pat Atkinson. They blew things open later in the game. Going to have to score early and often against this Conejo Oaks team as the 0-2 pitch is ripped down the left field line, but a foul ball. Casey just cleaned it out a little bit too much.
It's the first slider, curveball, whatever you want to call it, that we've seen from Fisher, and that thing moves. Started behind the back of Casey, and a really good job from Cummings to kind of turn on it off the inside, get a good piece of the barrel on it. It's a pitch he struggled with. Now we'll see what Fisher goes to again.
Still in an 0-2 hole. The right-handed batter waits. Fisher taking his time at the top of the mound. Baker, the catcher, getting the signs together. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Slider misses just off the edge, and it's 1-2, but another good slider. Ton of movement.
I've been instructed by some of my Ducks colleagues at the place I write for to get a scouting report on Cole Fisher. Slider.
1-2. This time the fastball, and it misses well outside. Count will even up. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And the fastball isn't velocity-wise super overpowering. It's 89 to 91. But when he plays it off the slider, that's when it looks a little harder than it really is.
2-2. Fisher will step off the back of the mound, reset.
Crawdads are making Fisher work a little bit. Wolbert got a good piece on a 1-0 pitch. Now Cummings working a pretty long at bat.
2-2. Slider popped up just back of the infield. First baseman Landon West moving into the outfield grass, but it's the right fielder, Lucas Darkowitz, who makes the catch for out number 1. Let's take a look at Conejo Oaks and their defense. Left to right in the outfield, Austin Carrillo, Tommy Kendlinger, and the right fielder, Lucas Danielewitz. On the infield, third to first, Jack Brooks, Cooper Sheff, Nick Alihi, first baseman Landon West. George Baker does the catching for Cole Fisher. Here's Cole Kosciuszko, no relation. Kosciuszko, 322, 9 homers, and 43 runs batted in. Wolbert takes off, pitches popped up on the infield. Catcher Baker in foul ground, loses the mask, makes the catch, spins, fires to first, and a double play. Wolbert was running, didn't see the ball was popped up, and a nice heads-up play from George Baker to double him off. Crawdads go scoreless in the first. Coming up in the top half of the second inning are the Oaks. They lead 2-0. Top of the second inning back at Pat Bale Field, game 1 of the CCL Championship game. Crawdads trailing the Oaks as the Oaks come to bat. It's 2-0. 8-9 and 1 for the Oaks. Leading off is the shortstop Cooper Sheff. Carson Yasa still on the hill after a long first inning. Drops in a big 12-6 right down the middle for a strike. 0-1. It's a 36 pitch first inning for the starter Carson Yasa. 0-1 to Cooper Sheff. Fastball misses high and away. 1-1. 2 hits in the inning, 2 runs, 2 walks. Really struggled with command. Couldn't get ahead early. 1-1 pitch is a slider that misses outside, and it's 2-1. Chef, 237, no home runs, 13 runs batted in. 2-1 pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss, and the count evens. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Looked like the Crawdads were going to be able to get something going in the bottom half of the first inning after Mark Wolbert singled to lead off their inning. Casey Cummings flew out weakly to right. Kosciuszko popped up in foul ground. George Baker made a nice play to double Wolbert off, who was running on the pitch. 2-2 pitch. Slider swung on and missed. Chef goes chasing. Back-to-back Ks for Yasa, and out number 1 in the second.
Well, Carson Yasa doesn't have a start this year with less than 5 strikeouts. So the strikeout stuff is always going to be there. The CCL's leader in strikeouts this year. But the walks in the first inning, a couple hard hit balls, didn't help him. Got to bounce back and would love a quick inning.
Number 9 man, Lucas Danielitz, taps the first pitch down the third baseline into the Crawdads dugout. It's 0-1.
And I think Yasa's at his best when he's pitching backwards, dropping in curveballs, throwing sliders. He's got that frisbee action, and then he can use the fastball to play off of it. Started to go to that a little more here in the second.
0-1. Fastball, swing and a miss. Climbed the ladder with that one, and he's ahead of Danielitz. 0-2. And we've seen Yasa progress as a starter throughout the year. The walks have kind of always been a problem for him, but the ability to drop the 12-6 middle of the plate, get me over, has gotten a lot better, as the 0-2 is a slider that misses off the outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. You've also seen earlier in the year, he wasn't getting a lot of swings and misses on that slider or curveball down and out of the zone, and that's something that we've already seen him get 2 strikeouts on today. 2 spun off the end of the bat to the Conejo dugout. Count stays 1-2.
Good fastball right on the outside. Now can play a lot off of that. Can tunnel it, start a slider there, and end the slider there, kind of reverse tunnel it. A lot of things he can play with. 1
ball, 2 strikes. Slider misses inside. Brush Danielitz back. The count goes to 2-2.
But I like the idea. Now he's seen something back-to-back pitches, kind of same height, different side of the plate. Yasa now can split the middle, go to the slider down low. We've seen a whole different arsenal here.
2-2 pitch. He drops it in there, strike 3. That's 3 straight strikeouts for Carson Yasa. He's already got 4, and there's 2 gone in the top of the second inning.
And one of the other things we learned about Yasa, he's a rhythm guy. If he gets into his rhythm, that's when he is at his best. Starts it from pitching from behind. I think that's good from Owen Firestone behind the plate, who might be the best game caller in the CCL. Notices the fastball isn't there early on, notices that it isn't something that, or it's something for Yasa to really play off his breaking stuff, and is starting to call it less.
So 2 outs, top of the second inning, and the top of the order, Tommy Kendlinger, stands in and takes a first pitch slider off the outside, 1-0. You talked about Firestone catching back-to-back games. He's the only Crawdad to do that this year. He did it a couple of weeks ago, early July. As the 1-0 pitch, line drive, right field, down for a base hit into the corner. Kendlinger's heading for second. Here comes the throw from Wolbert. It'll be cut off by Walker, and a 2-out double for Tommy Kendlinger.
It's just a good piece of hitting. Inside out, ball in on the hands. Kendlinger kind of just flipped it out to right field. Wasn't hit all that hard, but Wolbert's playing back. Kendlinger, 5 triples this year, leads the CCL. And I think if that one is playing in Thousand Oaks, that might be one that gets into the corner. But here, Wolbert's able to cut it off. And some 2-out dancing from Conejo.
Second double of the year for Kendlinger. Second double of the day for Conejo. 2-0 they lead, top of the second inning. But now a 2-out scoring opportunity for Jack Brooks. Left-handed hitter takes down low and gets away from Firestone. Throw down to third is high and not in time. A heads-up play from Tommy Kendlinger. He advances on the wild pitch. Just saw that it was in the dirt, got maybe only a foot away from Firestone. Couldn't see it at first, and Kendlinger with great speed had no hesitation. Now just 90 feet away with 2 outs. 1-0 to Brooks. Fastball misses low. 2 balls, no strikes.
A little deja vu to what we saw back in the first inning, where Kendlinger got on with a walk, stole second, used his feet. Now similar spot here in the second.
2-0. Fastball misses high and away. Now 3 balls and no strikes to the number 2 man, Jack Brooks. Also got the first 2 guys of this inning by way of the K. 3-0 misses down low, ball 4. Since then, the double, now a 4-pitch walk for Austin Carrillo, who's coming up with runners on the corners and 2 outs.
Carrillo, one of the only guys that's been cold in this Conejo lineup. But again, walks a ton, doesn't strike out, will force the issue, will put the ball in play. Not a great situation for Yasa to be in.
He put the ball in play his last trip up. Flew out to center field, picked up an RBI. He's one for his last 17. But bats with runners on the corners 2 ways. Starting to stop off. First pitch misses inside, 1-0.
Yasa was so good to start this inning. Back-to-back strikeouts, one swinging, one looking. Double, it feels like he's thrown him off his rhythm a little bit.
Runners on the corners, 2 gone. Yasa comes home. Runner goes from second. Throw to second from Firestone. Not in time. Stolen bag for Jack Brooks. And the Oaks with runners in second and third and 2 away.
Now 6 straight balls from Carson Yasa. Again, it's good that he gets to work from the windup because that's where he's much more comfortable. But a chance for something big in this inning now for the Oaks.
Pitch was a ball, so it's 2-0. Yasa working from the windup. Here's the pitch. Fastball and a called strike, top of the zone, 2-1.
Sure, take it any way you can get it.
It's already 4 stolen bags in just an inning and 2/3 for Conejo. Taking advantage of Yasa's wildness. 2-1. Slider and a strike to even it up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nicely located down and in. Had Carrillo bouncing out of the way.
Already 20 pitches in this inning after a 36-pitch first.
No action, however, in the Dad's bullpen. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Yasa trying to strand a pair, and he will. Not. Foul ball looked like it got into Firestone's glove, but just popped out, so we'll have another 2-ball, 2-strike pitch.
Tough angle for us to see that, but Owen knows it's a play he could make. It's not one that you can teach. It's not one that you can really practice. But, you know, Owen Firestone frustrated with himself.
Henlinger on third, Brooks on second. 2-2 pitch misses high and away. Count goes full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Yasa looking for a scoreless top of the second inning after the Oaks were able to strike with 2 in the top of the first. Score still at 2-0. 3-2 pitch. Curveball looped into straightaway center field. Cummings charging hard. DeFazio out. It's a base hit right in between them. 2 runs will score, and the Oaks lead 4-0 in the top of the second inning after Austin Carrillo breaks a 1-for-17 streak. He's got 3 runs batted in today.
Sometimes all it takes is a little flare. That's all that was not hit hard, just a little pop-up more than anything in off the hands. But Carrillo's able to dunk it in and break this one open early.
So now Justin Rubin with a man on first and 2 outs. Looked like Yasa was going to be able to bounce back after the rough first inning, after 2 strikeouts to start the second, but just hasn't gone his way since. First pitch to Rubin misses inside, 1-0. Rubin doubled off of Yasa in the first. It was a screaming line drive into the left center gap. 1-0 pitch, runner goes from first. Pitch is called a strike, dropped by Firestone. A stolen bag for Austin Carrillo. He's in scoring position. It's 5 stolen bases, and we're not even through 2 innings for Conejo.
Yeah, Yasa is not great at holding runners on. Seen that all year. The difference is he hasn't really been letting runners get on this whole summer. Here, he's struggling.
1 ball, 1 strike, and 2 outs. Curveball in the dirt. Blocked by Firestone, and 2-1 the count. 63 pitches for Carson Yasa in just an inning and 2/3. 2 balls, a strike. Yasa in long pursuit of this third and final out. 2-1 pitch misses outside, 3-1. Conejo 4, Crawdads nothing. 3-1 pitch is hit on the ground softly to third. Calvillo scoops it up off the dirt, fires across in time to first to end the inning, but a pair of base hits, a pair of runs. The Oaks continue to add on. 4-0 they lead after an inning and a half. Crawdads coming up on the Walnut Creek Crawdads streaming network. 4-0 Oaks leading as the Crawdads come to bat in the bottom of the second inning. Isaiah Walker, Cam Calvillo, Aiden Camberg, still Cole Fisher on the hill. He fires in a first pitch fastball, strike right down the middle to Walker, 0-1. Oaks able to get 2 in the top of the first and top of the second on 4 hits. 0-1 pitch hit back up the middle. 1 hop for the pitcher, Fisher. He gloves it, underhand flip to first, and Walker is retired. Nice start for Cole Fisher, who worked a 1-2-3 in the first, was able to get some help from a double play, and now has the first batter of the second retired.
Well, do you want some positive issues?
Yeah.
4 batters have all put the ball in play. Guy that strikes out about 2 guys an inning. Yeah.
Number 3, Cameron Calvillo.
Here's Cam Calvillo, Crawdad, third baseman. First pitch to him called a strike. 0-1. Fisher is a first pitch strike machine. And works quickly as well as the 0-1. Is a slider that bends too far off the plate. Count evens a ball and a strike. 341, 3 homers, 26 runs batted in for Calvillo. Good to see him start to swing the bat with a little more authority as of late, as the 1-1 pitch brushes him backwards, 2 balls and a strike. There was a time where Calvillo was struggling a little bit, struggling with the strikeout, not hitting the ball all that hard, but the past couple of games he's really gotten back into a groove. Fisher from the windup, his 2-1 pitch ducks below the zone, and it's 3-1.
Ducks? Sure. I get it. I see 2 current Ducks on the field, 1 former Duck, a couple Ducks in the pen. Crawdads need some Ducks on the pond.
3-1. Fastball swing and a miss. Would have been ball 4, but Calvillo couldn't resist, and the count goes full.
Big spinny fastball, a lot of IVB on it, and that's exactly what happens.
3-2. Fisher working very quickly as Calvillo is able to spoil the payoff pitch.
What we do know about Fisher is he's not a guy that goes super deep into games. He hasn't gone more than 5 innings this year, and so if you work some longer at bats, you're starting to feel a little better.
3-2. Popped up foul down the right field line. We'll do it again. It's tough this time of year. We know that there's some injuries in the Conejo Oaks bullpen. A couple of guys unavailable for this series, so just got to crack into it and get some runs. 3-2. Taken, strike 3 on the corner. Calvillo goes looking for strikeout of the day for Cole Fisher. Is the second out of the bottom of the second. To bring up Aiden Camberg, Crawdad left fielder. 313, 2 homers, 15 runs batted in. Camberg takes outside ball 1. Fastball that Fisher couldn't quite locate on the edge, and it's 1-0. 4-0 Conejo leading here in the bottom of the second inning. Game 1 of the CCL Championship game. Camberg lines the 1-0 into left center field. It drops down, a base hit. Second hit of the day is a 2-out single for Aiden Camberg here in the bottom of the second inning.
Sure. It's the quality color you ask for, right? It's a good piece of hitting. 1-0 fastball on the outside. Kind of just slice it. Ball in play, make something happen.
I mean, who knows? Conejo did all their damage with 2 outs in the second inning. First 2 guys at the top of the second inning struck out and pretty quickly. Able to score 2 after that is Ethan Liao. The DH takes a fastball strike on the corner, 0-1.
The fastball just sizzles. I mean, it's not 97 like Carson, but you can almost see the spin on it.
0-1. Just off the outside with the fastball, and it's 1-1. It's almost like he hides the ball for a long time. Super quick. Everything he does is fast and twitchy. Holds his glove on his stomach. Comes home. 1-1 check swing. I think it would have been called a strike regardless, and it's 1-2. 4-0 Conejo leading over Walnut Creek. Camberg takes his lead off first. 1-2 pitch. Liao takes up and away, 2-2. Just a brutal start for the Walnut Creek Crawdads, whose bullpen, thanks to Jackson Bird, is in a pretty solid spot. 2-2. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 Ks in the inning for Cole Fisher. A base hit for Aiden Camberg, but the Crawdads leave him on first base. We're through 2-4-0. Conejo leads here on the Walnut Creek Crawdads streaming network. Nick Leahy, Landon West, George Baker here in the top half of the third inning. Conejo leading 4-0 over the Crawdads. Still Carson Yasa on the hill, but some action in the Dads bullpen. First pitch of the inning is popped up foul, back the other way. It's 0-1. There's some things that look good for Yasa so far. 4 strikeouts through 2 innings is solid, of course, but 4 hits, a couple of walks, and of course the 4 runs all earned. As the slider misses down and away, blocked by Firestone. Count goes to 1-1. Also,
The almost 70 pitches doesn't help.
yeah, 36 in the first, 29 in the second. Been a heavy workload so far for the starter. 1-1 pitch. Fastball on the corner, it's 1-2.
This really could be, maybe even should be, Yasa's last inning.
1-2 pitch. Yasa comes home with the fastball, but misses in the dirt. It's 2-2. Leahy was the first strikeout victim of Yasa back in the first inning. Went looking. Right-handed batter. The bright white arm sleeve, white batting gloves. Waits for the 2-2. Big curveball and a good swing to get a piece, foul it straight back. Looked like Leahy was right on that one. And looks like he's pretty much right on everything.
Yeah, he doesn't miss much. Struck out back in the first on a looking strikeout. First strikeout for Yasa, but he's been so good this whole summer.
2-2 hit hard, but right at Isaiah Walker, who catches it on the fly. There's the first out of the third inning.
Looked like it was hit harder off the bat than it actually was. Walker was almost getting ready to leap up like he did down in slow to turn a double play. This time, just kind of stayed in that squat, stayed down on it, made a play.
So now Landon West, first baseman, will bat with 1 out and nobody on. Walked and stole a bag, the first stolen bag on the summer for him back in the first inning. Yasa drops the slider a little bit below the zone. They'll appeal down to the first base umpire, but no go, and it's 1-0. Conejo 4, Crawdads 0 here at Pat Bale Field. The second location that these teams have attempted to play a game at is the 1-0's loop right at Isaiah Walker. Makes the catch with a little back pedal into the outfield grass. 2 up, 2 down for a second straight inning for Yasa.
And now the Crawdads hope, unlike back in the second, Yasa gets 1 pitch out, maybe a 2 pitch out, even make it 3, but something quick.
So George Baker, left-handed hitter, takes it down low. Fastball spiked, and it's 1-0. Baker struck out swinging to end the first inning. Chased a slider down by the back foot. 1-0. Fastball, broken bat liner down the right field line, and a base hit. 2-out single for George Baker. Just brutal. Got in on the hands, did Carson Yasa. It looked like it snapped the twig, but Baker located it perfectly out there down the line.
Shortstop, Cooper Chef.
There's not much you can do about it. You look at the 5 hits for Conejo so far. Jack Brooks in the first hit it pretty hard. Justin Rubin in the first, the double, hit it relatively hard. But after that, double by Kenlinger, just a flare down the line. Single by Carrillo, just a little dunk base hit. Same with the one from Baker. What an unlucky baseball from Yasa.
First pitch to Cooper Chef, right-handed batter, drops in a called strike with the slider, 0-1. Chef struck out on that slider to start the second inning. 0-1 pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss. Yasa's ahead, 0-2. Yasa would love to throw no more than one pitch in this inning. Next pitch of the inning will be number 13. Of course, 36 in the first, 29 in the second. Needs a quick one. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a man on first. Pitch home from Yasa, taken for strike 3. Dropped the curveball right down the middle, and Chef goes down, this time looking. 5 strikeouts for Yasa, and the Oaks strand the 2-out single. We'll go to the bottom half of the third inning. Conejo 4, Crawdads 0 on the Walnut Creek Crawdads streaming network. Bottom half of the third inning, 4-0 Conejo leads as the Crawdads will send 8, 9, and 1 up to bat. Firestone, DeFazio, and Wolbert. Still Cole Fisher on the hill. He's been really, really solid so far. First pitch to Firestone is a fastball that misses off the outside, 1-0. Fisher's allowed a base hit in each of the first 2 innings, but a double play in the first and a 2-out single in the second. Struck out the next guy. It was relatively easy for him as the 1-0 is fouled back and out of play, 1-1. Firestone comes into today, 208, no homers, 3 runs batted in. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say something of unimportant, as I tend to, but it's relevant. Just give me a sec.
1-1. Fastball pounded into the ground. One big hop for the first baseman, Landon West, flips to the covering Fisher, and Firestone is retired for the first out of the third.
I was going to say I love our director of baseball analytics, Matt Leong, but we saw top at 92 coming into the day. I think Fisher might be thrown a little faster than that. Looks like it's got some fuzz. And that's not Matt's fault. Never is.
I don't think anything is ever Matt's fault.
No.
Couldn't be. Here's Nico DeFazio, number 9 man. First pitch swinging, pops up a fastball back and out of play, 0-1. 235 for DeFazio, a homer and 11 runs batted in. Late addition for the Dads. Has gotten a lot more consistent at the plate as of recently, and we saw this last time we were here at the College of Alameda. There's some geese. Now, this time in left field, there was a whole flock of them in right center last time.
Yeah, it was
maybe 30 30
Yeah,
of them?
no,
This
at
time
least.
only 5.
You know, Cooper Sheft, Jack Brooks on the left side. There's your duck, and then the goose in left. You guys like that one? It's been a long day for us. Let's talk about the day we've had, yeah?
Yeah, okay. So the game scheduled at 4 o'clock at Steve Friend College of Chabot, which is about 35, maybe 40 minutes from where we currently are. But at Steve Friend, there was a problem with the mound, just a hump of sand right in the landing spot of both Cole Fisher and Carson Yasa. Took about 45 minutes for Dave Solis and Brant Cummings to get together. They were trying to fix it, doing the best that they could, but just nothing could be done of it. And now I think they're sending Kevin, who is Casey Cummings' dog.
Oh my God, that's
to
awesome.
try and
Go,
get
Kev,
to East,
go.
he doesn't know where to go. He's kind of running in circles down the left field line. Everyone's trying to point him in the right direction. This is
Welcome to the CCL North, baby.
yeah, the CCL North has been a great day, and Kevin is going to get a standing applause as he chases the geese off to right center field.
Sure, Kev.
Oh, looks like they're gone now. All right. Kevin is the hero.
I love this game, man. But keep talking about our day.
Yeah, so there's this problem. Dave Solis, who's the head coach for Conejo, and Brant Cummings, we're talking for about an hour.
Yeah. Started at 2:30.
Yeah.
When the conundrum started.
And it's something that just that no one. Sorry.
Need me to take over?
Yeah.
Well, so there was a second mound basically on the mound, right where the land was, and neither pitcher was super comfortable with it. There's
a lot going on here. So an 0-1 count for DeFazio. Fastball misses in by the ribs, 1-1.
And so the pitchers, the umpires were like, all right, we got to move. We got to move this thing to College of Alameda. It's the only place with lights in the area.
1-1 hit off the hands towards second base. Nick Leahy gets a tough hop and throws to first for the second out.
Bare hand on the baseball, a spinner. That was Brandon Crawford-esque. We've seen that before here in the Bay with Mr. Crawford. That was a really nice play. But yeah, so they basically told us at about 3:30, hey, we're packing up, we're going to Koa. We hit the 880, got to College of Alameda, had to completely redo the field basically. So we had all the interns filling in spots. We've been here for a while. We've been playing baseball today for a while, or watching baseball.
First pitch to Wolbert misses inside, looked like the fastball, and it's 1-0.
I have a Celsius, and I'm about 3/4 of the way through, and it's hitting.
1-0. Fastball fouled back, 1-1. I had a yerba, and I drank it in about 30 seconds.
Yeah, I'm
No exaggeration.
I'm like bordering on full like shaking right now. I see why I think D1 athletes aren't allowed to drink Celsius, right? I've heard that.
I don't think that's true, as the 1-1 is hit on the ground. Sliding stop by Jack Brooks, but he can't handle the throw. It'll be an infield single for Mark Wolbert, a 2-out base hit, his second of the day.
The Crawdads' approach, I think, has been pretty solid today. 2 strikeouts through 2 2/3 for a guy that strikes out about 2 guys an inning. You're putting the ball in play. You're going the other way with it. A couple hard hit balls. Camberg, a liner single. Wolbert, a liner single. Now it's time to start reaping the benefits of it.
So here's Casey Cummings with Wolbert, good speed on first. Casey flew out to right, very, very shallow back in the first. First pitch slider to him here, misses outside, 1-0. It looks like that's been the approach for Fisher to Cummings today. A lot of sliders down and away, and for the most part, Casey hasn't chased, which on the summer, it's something that he's struggled with a little bit. 1-0. Fastball went to the outside corner, but it misses just outside, and it's 2-0. Looks like Braden Barnes is warming in the Crawdads bullpen. It's not Carson Yasa's best stuff today. 4-0 Conejo here in the bottom of the third inning as the 2-0 is called a strike. Don't think it needed to be. 2 balls, a strike, 2 outs. Wolbert takes a small lead off first base. Crawdads just need 1 swing to get them back into this ball game. As the 2-1 is a fastball. Looked to be the same area about, but this time called a ball, and it's 3-1. Three balls, one strike to Casey Cummings. Cole Fisher has not walked a batter yet in the ballgame. He comes set, holds his hands to his stomach. 3-1 pitch, popped up, foul out of play, and it's 3-2. Fastball outside corner that
Probably would have been called a strike,
Yeah.
but I don't think any reason to swing 3-1.
it's not really Casey's pitch either. I mean, when he gets him, it's something on the inner part of the plate. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Wolbert's going to get a head start. Pitch is taken for ball 4.
Balk.
Balk.
Good, because that would have been strike 3.
So Wolbert, who was running anyway, has second base. We'll have another 3-ball, 2-strike pitch to Casey Cummings. No head start this time for Mark Wolbert, who now leads off second. Long hold. Fisher comes home. Fastball line drive down into center field. A base hit. Wolbert's coming home. Here comes the throw from the center fielder, Kendlinger. It's up the line, not in time. RBI base hit for Casey Cummings, and the Crawdads are on the board here in the third.
That is a beautiful swing from Casey Cummings. Middle fastball, challenge fastball from Fisher, who's had success with that pitch today, and Casey just takes it right back where it came from. Was really good to end his regular season. Struggled in the divisional game, but now gets back on the board and gets the Crawdads on the board, more importantly.
4-1, Conejo still leads, but a dangerous part of the order coming up. Cole Kosciuszko, left-handed batter, who's 0 for 1. First pitch misses outside, 1-0. This is an at-bat that it could very easily end with the Crawdads just trailing a run. Tremendous power from Cole Kosciuszko, and a pretty good count for him to do it as the fastball misses outside, 2-0.
I don't hate a take here, 2-0. Fisher struggled against Casey Cummings, the previous hitter. Definitely not in his rhythm, now throwing from the stretch for really the first time consistently today.
2-0 on the outside corner and a called strike, 2-1.
Didn't need to be,
No.
especially not after 2 that missed around the same spot.
Fisher got the first 2 outs of this inning on 6 pitches, has really had to struggle to get to the third as the 2-1 is fouled off and out of play. Count goes to 2-2.
And even if the Crawdads only put 1 on the board this inning, okay, at least it's 1. At least you're starting to chip away, especially doing it with 2 outs. Try to make something happen here.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Moderate leadoff first for Cummings as Kosciuszko rolls this one foul just outside the first base bag. We'll have another 2-ball, 2-strike pitch. Five hits for Conejo, 4 for the Crawdads. 2 of which have come in this inning. Kosciuszko looking to put together a good at-bat with 2 strikes, something he's done all summer. 2-2 pitch, rolled foul into the Conejo dugout. We'll do it again. Looks like Barnes is ready for the Crawdads. I'd be surprised to see if it's not him to start the 4th inning. Oh, go from Cummings as the 2-2 pitch is chased down below the zone for strike 3. Cole Fisher picks up his 3rd K of the day, but Casey Cummings gets the Crawdads on the board with a 2-out, 2-strike RBI single. We'll go to the top of the 4th. 4-1 Conejo leads. Austin Oda is going to take us through the 7th when we come back here on the Walnut Creek Crawdads streaming network.
Top of the fourth inning here from Pat Bale Field in Alameda. Austin Oda, Carson Mercier on the call. The 9-1-2 spots due up for the Conejo Oaks, who lead it 4-1 against the Crawdads. Game 1 of the three-game series, of the best-of-3 series here in the California Collegiate League. Lucas Danielitz takes the first pitch slider off the outside for ball 1.
For Conejo, the right fielder, number 9, Lucas.
No secret that it hasn't been Yasa's day through the first 3 innings, but that third inning was a really nice bounce back.
1-0 fastball misses tight, 2-0. Daniel Wicks 0 for 1. Strikeout looking at the 4th of Yasa's day. The strikeout stuff has been there for Yasa, as it always is. 5 strikeouts through 3 innings. Also, unfortunately, 3 walks. 2-0 fastball hammered center field. Cummings sprinting in, lays out, makes the catch. All out extension, straight forward, reach down. Look what I found for out number 1.
A bird? No. A plane? No. Just Casey Cummings out there in center field. Full extension to grab that one. If that got by, that could have been trouble, but we know how well he plays center field. Just so solid and helping his pitcher out.
Needed it. Big out number 1. Here's the top of the lineup for Tommy Kendlinger, who's done exactly what you're supposed to out of the leadoff spot and reached base twice. As the first pitch is a curveball that misses up high, 1-0. He's just so solid. Steals a ton of bases. Already 1 today. 6 now in his last 3 games. 1-0. Kendlinger checks his swing on a fastball up high. Did he go? No, says the first base umpire. 2-0. 4-0. Nope. That's not the score. 4-1, Crawdads trail. The Celsius is really kicking it. 2-0, front door slider, misses high and tight. 3-0.
This is what we didn't need. Right? The 3-0. It's been a few times that Yasa's just lost the command completely.
3-0 from Yasa. Pours in a fastball on the outside called strike 1. So the winner of this game is the advantage that they have going into the last 2 is pretty unbelievable. The Crawdads basically have their rotation set for the weekend. 3-1. Fastball right down the middle, strike 2. But more than that, it's okay. Now we can. You don't want to take your foot off the gas tomorrow, obviously, but you can play a little more conservative. The loser of this game has to play uber aggressive. 3-2 to Kendlinger. Fastball down and away, ball 4. After working back from 3-0, Yasa allows his 4th walk of the evening.
Yeah, just tough. And looks like Coach Harrington's going to go out, have a word with Yasa. Looked like, he's battling back into the at-bat, right? From 3-0 to 3-2, and just an uncompetitive ball 4, really. It's what it was. Fastball almost in the dirt, and just never had the chance of getting a swing.
That the 87th pitch of Carson Yasa's evening, still in the 4th. We've seen him get up to 110-ish.
He threw 113 in Sonoma a couple of 3-4 starts ago.
Don't want to get him into that.
No.
So Austin Harrington back out to the dugout.
But you would also love to get him through this 4th inning and just help that bullpen. Help the bullpen. Because, you talked about it. It's important to have that fresh bullpen for game 2. And if you're able to win the first game, have guys available for the second game, you're sitting pretty.
Here's Jack Brooks, third baseman. Yasa will throw over to first. Don't see that from him a ton. Back in safely is Kendlinger. This will be the 29th batter that Yasa has faced. That's already the most that he's faced in an outing this summer. First pitch to Brooks. Runner goes. Pitch down and away. Firestone's got no throw. Another steal.
Conejo, they're running circles around Carson Yasa and Owen Firestone right now. Yasa's a little slow to home plate, but the jumps that Kendlinger are getting and all the guys are getting for Conejo are just really good, putting a ton of pressure on Owen Firestone. That's the second time we've seen him pop up, but just lose the handle.
A ball and no strikes to Brooks, who's reached base twice on a single and a walk. Runner goes again. Firestone's throw to third is not in time and dropped by the third baseman Calvillo. Pitch was called a strike, and it's a ball and a strike to Brooks.
This is his 3rd stolen bag of the day. We knew he was going to be tough to throw out. 20 stolen bases in 22 attempts this year. 3 a day. 5 in the last 3 games. The strategy is pretty clear for Conejo.
1-1. Big curveball misses down and away, 2-1. This now becomes a strikeout spot with Kendlinger's speed. Basically a ball in play means a run for Conejo. 2 balls and a strike to Brooks, who's good at putting the ball in play. 2-1 fastball, right on the outside, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, and an out. Yasa sitting at 5 strikeouts. Number 6 would be a big one. Shakes off Firestone 3 times. Now is ready from the windup, the 2-2. Slider swung on and missed, strike 3. Buried it below the back foot. 6 strikeouts for Yasa. That's a big one.
Yeah, and 3rd or 4th on the slider down by the back foot of a lefty. That is a really, really good pitch. And you got to be a little gutsy to throw that pitch. With a runner on 3rd, it could easily get to the backstop, but Firestone, you know, the confidence to call it, of course. You also had to shake him a couple of times, but good pitch.
Here's Austin Carrillo's 3 RBI today is the difference in this game. Yasa drops in a first pitch curveball, strike 1. If he can get through 4 innings, just allowing 4 runs, it's not great, but especially with how tough he started, you would take that. Runner on 3rd, 2 outs for Conejo, threatening to add on to their 4-1 lead. A 1 fastball, swung on, foul, tipped in and out of the glove of Firestone, and Yasa jumps ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. Crawdads trail it by 3. The hits column is just about even between these two teams. 5 for Conejo, 4 for the Crawdads. Yasa trying to strand a runner on 3rd. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Yasa from the windup. The 0-2 pitch. Fastball on the inside corner, frozen, strike 3. Carson Yasa, 7 strikeouts through 4 innings. He strands a runner on 3rd. The Crawdads have a little bit of momentum. Let's see if they can tack on a pair or more as we head to the bottom of the 4th. 4-1, they trail. Bottom of the 4th, 4-5-6 due up in the Crawdads lineup, still against Cole Fisher. Right on right with Isaiah Walker. Watches the first pitch called the strike on the inside, 0-1. The Crawdads trail 4-1 here in the 4th. Walker 0 for 1, lined a shot back up the middle, but Fisher made a nice play. A 1 slider, called a strike on the outside, 0-2. That is just nasty. So Walker behind in the count, 0-2. Fisher with 3 strikeouts through 3. His 0-2 is down and away with his slider, 1-2.
Yasa able to get the big strikeout to end the top of the 4th inning. Looked like there was some momentum. A lot of guys in the Crawdad dugout on their feet. Got to take advantage of that right here.
1-2, up and away with a fastball, 2-2.
And if Walker's able to battle out of this 0-2 hole, maybe draw a walk, get a base hit, do whatever, get on base, momentum, it builds.
2 balls, 2 strikes, the pitch. Walker grounds it off the end of the bat, foul. We'll do it again. A good piece by Walker. A good job to get a piece, I should say.
Yeah, he does that. That's what he's done. That's what he's done since he came back from that week break. I mean, just different player.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Fisher from the windup, fastball, high and away, 3-2. See what Walker can do. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Leading off the bottom of the 4th with the Dads trailing by 3. Fisher's 3-2 pitch is swung on and missed, strike 3. A fastball went upstairs for the 4th strikeout for Fisher.
Yeah, he starts the fourth same way he ends the third with a swinging strikeout. Elevates the fastball at the letters. Looks too good to resist, and Walker is out, number one. Just a nice pitch from Cole Fisher.
Here's Cam Calvillo. 0 for 1, a strikeout looking. Worked a really nice at bat in his first time up. Takes the first pitch slider off the outside, 1-0. The Crawdads trail by 3 here in the fourth. The momentum starting to swing just a little bit, and see if the Crawdads can take advantage of it. 1-0. Fastball. Called a strike on the outside corner. The same pitch that Calvillo got called out on in his first at bat. A ball that's been kind of a 50-50 zone for the home plate umpire. 1-1 to Calvillo. To 3-2 in his first at bat. 1-1. Fastball, same spot. This time Calvillo has to chase and goes through it. 1-2.
Yeah, we saw in a 3-1 count in the first, or excuse me, in the second to Calvillo. He chased that fastball up and out of the zone, ended up striking out. Got to protect here with 2 strikes.
1-2. Up and out. Fastball. Didn't chase this time. 2-2.
He put up a pretty good at bat in the second inning. Fouled off a couple 2-strike pitches and worked a good battle.
Here's the 2-2. Calvillo swings, taps it out in front of the plate. Baker, the catcher, out to get it. Has time, slings it to first, just in time to get Calvillo.
I think it was a strikeout that got away from George Baker. Didn't seem like much contact. Drop third strike. Baker's got to go to first. But, yeah, a tough angle for us up here. And tough day for Cam Calvillo. 2 strikeouts in the ball game. It's been happening a little bit more as of recently, and that's just a really good pitch from Cole Fisher. You can't really blame Calvillo for that.
Here's Aiden Camberg, who's 1 for 1. Singled back in his first at bat, squares to bunt, bloops it left side, foul, 0-1.
Yeah, I mean, I get the idea. 3 straight strikeouts for Fisher. Third baseman Jack Brooks playing way back, almost before the bunt attempt, with his heels on the grass of the infield, or grass of the outfield, I should say. So I like the idea from Camberg, who's got pretty good wheels as well.
No balls and a strike. Fisher nods off 3 times. Now from the windup, the 0-1. Camberg muscles it over the second baseman into right center. That's a base hit. 2 for 2, Aiden Camberg. Stay hot, kid.
Yeah, neither of which have been hammered, both kind of to the same spot. And, yeah, he'll take a 2-hit day. He was really struggling coming in, 4 for his last 21, hitting under 200 in the past about week or so. But 2 hits, he'll take them. Kind of cancels out some BABIP luck or unluck that he's had in the past week.
Here's Ethan Liao, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Crawdads trail 4-1, but have tied the Oaks in hits overall, and really the soft hit baseball luck has been pretty even so far. Crawdads just have been unable to get anything going consistently off Fisher. Throw over to first, back in safely is Camberg.
Yeah. I mean, they've had hits in every inning, base runners every inning. Just only able to get 1 in third, but you're able to get 1 here with 2 outs. You like that.
First pitch to Liao, a fastball, called a strike on the outside, 0-1. They have just been hammering that outside corner to Liao. And a guy that loves going the pull way has struggled with that pitch. No balls and a strike with Camberg on first. Pitch down and away, 1-1. We saw him in batting practice now about 6.5 hours ago. Just drill the ball the other way, which is a really good sign. See if he can make the adjustment in game. 1-1. Up and away with a fastball, 2-1.
Yeah, I was really interested to see how the hitters were going to adjust, but more specifically the pitchers, and because Cole Fisher had started his warm-up at Steve Friend, right? And that was at about 3:30 or so.
2-1. Liao lines it straight back. Looked like a good swing, and it's 2-2.
Game didn't start here till 6:08, so I mean, a little over a 2-hour difference between the time that he had warmed up, had to take a break. Has just been really, really good. Hasn't walked anybody.
That's been the most impressive part from a guy that's struggled with the walk this year. 2-2. Liao swings and misses, strike 3. A slider off the outside, 6 strikeouts through 4 innings for Cole Fisher. We'll go to the 5th. Dads trail it by 3. A 4-1 lead for Conejo, a new pitcher for the Crawdads. It's the lefty. It's Braden Barnes.
Yeah, the southpaw from Chandler, Arizona steps up with a 2-1 win-loss record, 3.37 ERA, making his 13th appearance of the summer. He's got a save, 26 and 2/3 innings pitched, 19 strikeouts, 10 walks, 21 hits allowed, whip just over 1, but all of that kind of inflated from a rough outing, his last outing that was in slow.
He's going to need to eat some innings here against the middle of the lineup. First pitch fastball right down Broadway, 0-1.
And he can. We've seen him go 4 or more innings 3 times this year.
No balls and a strike to Justin Rubin, who's 1 for 2 with a double. Here swings over a changeup, 0-2. It's a good start from Barney.
Yeah, love that. Earlier in the year, he wouldn't throw any off speed till he got to 2 strikes, and now he's kind of just throwing the kitchen sink at you whenever.
0-2, changeup, muscled right side. That will get foul.
And he's had a lot of success because of it. He's been a much better, just all-around arm for the Dads, even despite the 5-run inning in slow about a week ago.
No balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Lefty on righty, curveball lined, left center field. Cummings over into the alleyway, but it's going to drop in front of him for a leadoff base knock. Second hit of the day for Justin Rubin.
Yeah, he's halfway to the cycle with that one. Just a pretty good swing. Curveball down in maybe even a ball out of the zone. Rubin just golfs it and hit pretty hard. Leadoff base knock.
So Barnes is going to work from the stretch against Nick Leahy. Leahy 0 for 2, a strikeout and a lineout. Runner at first, no outs. First pitch. Leahy takes a changeup, just a little low, 1-0. Four to 1 Oaks lead here in the 5th. Barnes will lob it over to first. Lee takes the ball, 2-0. Two balls and no strikes to Leahy. Barnes will throw harder this time over to first. Four 4-1 Dad's trail. Barnes 2-0. Fastball up high, 3-0.
Just more of the same for Braden Barnes. Just struggling. A little bit of confidence lacking. He's got the good stuff. Just got to get it in the zone.
Doesn't. Ball 4.
Brutal.
So he's ahead 0-2 to Justin Rubin. Then a 4-pitch walk of Nick Leahy, and not a good start for Braden Barnes.
Yeah, and you know what? I would say get someone warming in the bullpen, but I don't know. I mean, it's in a good place, not a great place, right? This time of the summer, guys with the innings limit, there's only a handful of guys that you can really go to. You don't want to go to Drew Aguirre unless you've got a lead. Yeah, this is going to be interesting to see how this one plays out.
Landon West 0 for 1 with a walk, squares to bunt, drops it down third base side. Calvillo charges, gloves on the run, throws to first in time. And a good play on both ends. A perfect bunt from Landon West.
Yeah, that is the way it is supposed to be done. Down the third base line with Calvillo charging. That way they have no play at third. Able to move both the guys up and into scoring position in a really nice play from Cam Calvillo. He's been really good at the hot corner this year on balls hit harder, right? And this one, a ball a little bit slower, of course, with the bunt. Does it on the run.
He'll go from the windup against George Baker, the catcher. Takes the first pitch, change up, down and away, 1-0. Baker 1 of 2 with a strikeout. Now this becomes a strikeout spot for Barnes. Runners on second and third, one out. Dad's trailing by 3. 1-0, fastball, outside corner, strike 1. Baker has struggled with the strikeout. Now 7 of them in his last 10 at-bats. Barnes from the windup. Middle infield halfway, corners in. 1-1, slider on the outside, 1-2.
Yeah, and it's not going to get any easier for him in a 1-2 hole against Barnes, who is just a brutal lefty-lefty at-bat.
He's ahead in the count, 1-2. See what he goes to. Looks in over the glove. Shakes off Firestone. Shakes him off again. Now they're going to step off and reset. 4-1 Dads trail. You're in a huge spot. Conejo a chance to really break this one open. The 1-2 to Baker. Curveball, drop to second. Walker will fake going home and just lob it over to first. It's a smart play. It's an out. You give up a run. All right.
It's one of those where the infield was in. Obviously, you're coming home, but since the infield was back and it just wasn't hit hard, Ruben's got pretty decent wheels. He was going the second he read that ball down into the dirt. Just no chance. Smart play from Isaiah Walker to get the 1. Tough for the Crawdads, who now trail again by 4. Got to get this guy right here. Can't let another come home.
Cooper Chef 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts and goes around on a changeup on the outside, nothing in 1.
And it just shows how crucial that sacrifice bunt from Landon West was. I mean, without that, if West, I don't know, struck out, that's a double play ball.
A 1 skied right side, pretty deep, but in the park. Wobert going back as it starts to carry onto the warning track, reaches back and makes the catch for out number 3. But Conejo adds a run. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th, 5-1. Oaks lead. Owen Firestone leads off the bottom of the 5th. The Crawdads now trailing it 5-1. Cole Fisher's been really good through his 4 innings. 6 strikeouts for the righty. First pitch to Owen Firestone, who chopped out to first his first time, is popped up left center field shallow. Sprinting in is the center fielder Kenlinger. He'll track it for out number 1.
I like the good aggressive swing from Firestone, trying to get on that first pitch. Just off the end of the bat. And out number 1. Need to get something going, something cooking with less than 2 outs, because, I mean, Crawdads have had hits in every inning. They've had base runners every inning, but almost none with, 1 out, nobody out.
Here's Nico DeFazio 0 for 1. Really just topped one to the second baseman his first at bat as he takes down and away 1-0. It was a soft hit ball, but it took a weird bounce to the right of the second baseman Leahy, who barehand fielded it and was able to get it to first in time. A really nice play. A ball and no strikes to DeFazio. Pitch, slider down and away 2-0. Right now it really feels like a ball is a rally against Cole Fisher. He's been that good. DeFazio ahead in the count 2-0. See if he gets the green light. Decides to attack 2-0. He does not and takes the fastball on the outside at 2-1.
That's not a pitch that I hate DeFazio taking. Down, away. His money spot's up and in. Still got to come to you a couple of times.
2-1.
Oh.
To the backstop off the outside, 3-1.
That's something we haven't seen. See if Fisher gets a little rattled maybe in his head. Something. Find a way to draw ball 4 here.
Fisher, who really struggles with the walk, about 6 per 9, hasn't walked a guy this afternoon. 3-1. There's the first. No! A called strike late. It was up, it was away. And Firestone had the bat tossed already, and that's a tough look. Or excuse me, DeFazio.
Yeah, that was a tough one. Fazio's gotten hosed on a couple of those this year.
Now he feels like he's got to protect, and the 3-2 from Fisher is right down the middle, strike 3. Feel bad for Nico DeFazio. That is not on him.
Nope, just brutal, but, I mean, got to find a way to protect there, get the bat off your shoulder. You know it's a big zone, but, yeah, you got to feel for him. Now 7 strikeouts for Cole Fisher. Just, he's on a roll.
Dads need to get him out of this game somehow, but that's just pitch number 74 for Fisher. Here's Mark Wolbert, who's 2 for 2. He's done a really good job setting the table for the Crawdads. Left-handed hitter waits in the batter's box. The first pitch is a slider. Wow, call the strike. And just a very generous call.
That is down. That is out. That should not be a strike.
0-1. Fastball, same spot. Called strike 2 in the zone. Has started to really expand and go against the Crawdads.
Yeah, I mean, if you've listened to us all year, you know that we're not. We'll give it both ways. If it's a ball for the other team, it's a ball for the other team. If it's a strike, it's a strike. Those were outside.
0-2. Up and away with a fastball 1-2. Man, just has not been the Crawdads' day so far against a really good Oaks team. Looking to jump out 1-0 in the CCL Championship. The 1-2. Slider swung on and missed. In the dirt, the catcher Baker will block, sling it over to first. He's got a gun back there. And Wolbert, even with all his speed, is retired easily. That wasn't fun. We'll go to the 6th. The Crawdads trail 5-1.
The top of the 6th inning for Conejo, the right fielder.
Top of the 6th inning, Oaks and Dads for the first time since back in 2021. And here it's a bigger game than it was back in 21 as Lucas Danielitz fouls the first pitch back. Here, game 1 of the CCL Championship. Dads have struggled through 5 innings and trail 5-1. 0-1. Danielitz watches a fastball up and out, 1-1. Danielitz 0 for 2, a strikeout and a line out. And the hits really have been scattered, but it was the walks early on against Carson that really did the damage. Danielitz, though, fists this one into right field. Wolbert thought about going to first, but he didn't have a play.
Well, that's 2 good swings from Lucas Danielitz today. The line out to center field, Casey Cummings straight up stole a base knock. This one going the other way against the left-handed pitcher. That's what they teach you to do. Now that sets up the top of the order. Tommy Kendlinger, he hasn't gotten out today, so things are hot to start the 6th.
2 walks and a double for Kendlinger. First pitch, a fastball gets past Firestone, and the pass ball will move up the runner.
That's the second pass ball of the day on Firestone, which something that we don't see. I mean, Firestone is the only catcher to catch back-to-back games this year. So, I mean, that just shows how much trust Coach Cummings has in him behind home plate. Just maybe a little off his game today. Tough to see with the shadows.
Kemlinger squares to bunt and fouls it into the glove of Firestone, 1-1.
Can confirm, former high school catcher. Shadows all over the place. Could be playing a factor into this game. Could be a factor as why we haven't seen as many hard hit balls as we did earlier in the game.
1-1. Swing and a miss over the top. No, a foul tip over the top of a changeup. 1-2.
Yeah, good thing that was foul tipped too, because runner on second, Danilowitz, was ready to take third.
1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs, and the Dads trailing by 4 here in the 6th. Just has not been the Crawdads' day. This is pretty easily the best team we've seen this year. I mean, it shows why these two are in the championship. 1-2, curveball, tap to third. Calvillo 2 steps over to his left, looks the runner back to second, and throws it into the dugout. Moving up to third on the play is Danielwitz and an error, and so it goes.
So it goes indeed. Calvillo's been so good there. That was a routine play, one that he makes 99 times out of 100. And did the hard part, fielded it, just the throw sailed wide. Looked like Kosciuszko maybe could have had a play if Kendlinger wasn't running as fast as he was. But had Kosciuszko stepped in front, would have been a collision. Run would have come home to score. So for now, just runners on the corners, nobody out. Braden Barnes finds a way to get out of this one. That would be huge.
Give him the key to Monte Vista. Runners on the corners, no out. First pitch, fastball at the knees on the outside, strike 1. Brooks has also had a good day. 1 for 2, a strikeout, a single, 2 steals, 2 runs. This top of the lineup has been tremendous. 4 runs in the first 2 batters of the lineup. 0-1, fastball skied left side, pretty deep but pretty foul. 0-2.
Yeah, and they're just going to slap, claw their way onto the bases. Then they're just going to steal their way around. We saw Kendlinger steal second in the 4th. Next pitch was off, took third. 2 stolen bases within 2 pitches for him. Wouldn't be surprised to see him take off soon.
Barnes looks over that way, now delivers the 0-2. Fastball on the outside corner, called strike 3. Uno dos adios, first strikeout for Braden Barnes.
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, and good night. That didn't look like anything special from Barnes, just fastball outer corner, and Brooks sitting something else, obviously. He's able to get him looking for the first out of the 6th.
Here's Austin Carrillo, who's driven in 3 runs today. Oaks lead by 4. Runners on the corners, 1 out. First pitch, left on left to Carrillo. Runner goes from first. Pitch down and away. Firestone does not have a play. He drops the ball again. Just has not been his day on the steal.
Yeah, that one gave him some grace. It was down. It was away, nearly in the dirt. Has to be so fast with just how well Kendlinger runs. It's another stolen base for him. That's pretty ridiculous.
4. We're in the 6th in game 1. 1-0 fastball.
Hello.
It's good to see the crowd mics working.
Yeah, wasn't earlier.
No.
Is now. Welcome back, crowd mic.
Close enough. Welcome back, crowd mic. A ball and a strike to Carrillo. Again, 3 runs batted in, a single, an RBI sac fly. He's got a chance to really break this one open. 1-1, fastball, outside corner, and now the zone is expanding for both squads.
Yeah, I think Firestone stole one right there, brought it up a little bit, and if you're able to frame those down and away ones to left-handed batters, we've seen they'll be called. So nice job by Firestone to stick it there, opposed to just letting it go into the dirt.
A ball, 2 strikes and out. Barnes gets a tapper to first. Kosciuszko goes to a knee. Will sling it home. The tag by Firestone is called late. He was definitely in there. I think if you're Kosciuszko, you might have to just take it to the. I don't know.
It's tough because he slipped. Kosciuszko slipped at first base. I don't know if he hesitated or what after he slipped, but had to be a perfect throw. It wasn't perfect. It would have been good had he not slipped. Just a tough break. Firestone was pretty livid back behind home plate, too. The throw might have beat him. The tag just did not, and it's because it was high. And almost feels like the Conejo Oaks are stealing runs here.
Here's Justin Rubin, the cleanup hitter, maybe the best player on this team. Watches the first pitch down and in, ball 1.
So,
Fielder's choice.
fielder's choice, no out.
Runners on the corner, still 1 out. 1-0. Rubin grounds it to third. Calvillo goes to a knee to get it. Will come home. Firestone's tag this time is in time. 5-3 on the putout, and that's a big out, number 2.
Kind of a crazy play from Calvillo. Gets the backhand, could have turned to second, but would have been tough to turn it because Rubin runs well. So smart play from Calvillo. Nice tag from Firestone. It'd be so easy for that ball to jar out with the mini collision. He holds on and gets the second out of the inning.
So Barnes has allowed runs in both of his first 2 frames, but man, he's looking pretty all right. Here's Nick Leahy, who's 0 for 2 with a walk. First pitch, a curveball. Sails below the zone, 1-0. 6-1, now Conejo leads. A ball and no strikes to Leahy. Walk, a line out, a strikeout. 1-0. Leahy grounds it to third. Calvillo on a big hop will this time go to first. And in time to retire the side. A run comes home on a hit, an error. 2 left on. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. Crawdads trail it by 5. Bottom of the 6th, Dads trail it by 5. 2, 3, 4 in the lineup. And the hits have been there for the Crawdads. 5 hits through 5 innings. You'll take that more often than not, but just not a ton of production overall. And the balls that have been hit pretty soft. Still no extra base hits. 5 singles scattered for the Crawdads. One of them on RBI single from this guy, Casey Cummings, who's 1 for 2. First pitch, a fastball inside, 1-0. Still Cole Fisher on the mound. And why not? He's been tremendous.
Yeah, there's no reason to take him out of this ball game, and there's nobody warming in Conejo's bullpen.
1-0. Fastball, down and away, 2-0.
Got to find a way. Got to get Casey on base right here. Just get something going. Scoreless since the 3rd.
2-0. Fastball on the outside, 2-1.
Need some traffic early in an inning. Because a lot of the traffic has come with 2-out singles, which is great, sure, but get guys on for those 2-out singles.
2-1 fastball right there, 2-2.
Just really nicely located. It's a really good pitch.
Already 8 strikeouts for Fisher. And he's just carving. Season high came last week with 9. Here, 2-2 to Casey Cummings. The pitch. Slider off the outside, 3-2.
That's the dugout warning, arguing balls and strike. Next guy's done. Whoever wants it, next guy's done.
Home plate umpire just issued a warning to the Crawdads. All right. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs to Cummings. The pitch. Fouled back, 3-2. Do it again. So we'll do it again. Fisher has had a lot of success in 2-strike counts with 8 strikeouts through 5. The 3-2 to Cummings is a slider.
Brutal. Casey obviously hated it. Second time, first time he's struck out today. Apologies. Tough. Crawdad dugout hates it.
The Crawdads are being sarcastic right now, if you can't tell. Noah Madsen, Noah Zirkle have been having fun. First pitch to Cole Kosciuszko is skied left field in the park. Right there is Austin Carrillo, the left fielder, and there's 2 outs. He's got that feeling. It's not a good one. Bradley's doing a great job. Bat boy Brad.
Took a sweet picture of him when we were at Steve Friend. I was on the pregame flicks, taking some good pictures. He was a little model.
Here's Isaiah Walker, who's 0 for 2. First pitch to walk. Way outside, ball 1.
Yeah. Good kid. Has a lot of fun in that dugout.
6-1 Oaks leading here in the 6th. 1-0 to Walker. Popped up right side, foul 1-1. Crawdads have just not had anything going their way today. This Cole Fisher, the future Duck, has been tremendous. A ball is striking out here in the 6th. Excuse me, 2 outs in the 6th. Fisher from the windup. 1-1, slider skips in, 2-1. Does feel like early on, especially, the calls have not gone the Crawdads' way, but as the game has gone on, it's evened out a little bit. 2-1. Walker pops it up. Right side, Daniel Witt's the right fielder. Will make it another 1-2-3 inning for Cole Fisher. We're through 6. Crawdads trail it 6-1. Top of the 7th, Crawdads trailing 6-1, and Landon West will stride into the right-handed batter's box against Braden Barnes. 2 innings for Barnes. He's given up 2 runs. Not a ton of hard-hit balls off of him, but a little bit of unluckiness, and feels like that's the kind of day for the Crawdads. There is a righty getting loose in Conejo's bullpen. First pitch, fastball, lined left field, foul.
Looks like Daniel Orozco warming for the Oaks.
So the Crawdads hope that's the day for Cole Fisher.
Yeah, it's got to be.
No balls and a strike to West, fouled off. Back to the screen, 0-2. West 0 for 1 officially. A sack bunt, a pop out, and a walk. So even the guys that are 0 for 2 have made an impact. No balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Barnes from the windup, 0-2. Changeup swung on and missed off the outside. Strikeout number 2 for Braden Barnes.
That was nasty. Changeup down and out of the zone. Looked like he pulled the string, dropped off the table. Good stuff from Braden Barnes.
3-pitch, see you later will send up George Baker, who's 1 for 3. An RBI ground out, a single, and a strikeout, and a cannon back behind the plate. Left-handed hitter, first pitch, a curveball, down low, 1-0.
I meant to get his pop time in between innings. Totally blanked. So I'll do it this next time, but it's a laser. Really, really good back behind home plate.
1-0. Barnes still working from the windup. Fastball down and away, 2-0. Crawdads trail by 5. We've seen this team under Brant Cummings make some miracle comebacks. This one would be up there if they were to complete it. 2-0. Baker whiffs at a fastball, 2-1. Doesn't really feel like there's been anything extremely wrong with how the Crawdads have played today. The Oaks are really good. 2 balls and a strike. Fastball outside corner, 2-2.
Yeah, you can't make mistakes, and walks are mistakes. He also had a couple too many walks, just allowing innings to extend. He knows that. He'll be better next time because of that.
2-2, down and away with a curve, 3-2.
And it is a shame that this is the last time we're going to see Yasa throw this summer. It is it's a lot of fun watching him pitch, but we saw him progress. He will be better in the fall and the spring. Got a bright future.
3-2 the pitch. Laced foul off to the left.
Oh.
Clipped someone coming back. I think it might have clipped Austin Harrington on the back as it hit off the screen.
Hey now. Look out. But yeah, mistakes, the Cam Calvillo error, it's all kind of just adds together.
3-2. Fastball in off the hands. Calvillo back, reaches up towards his backhand side and makes the catch. A nice play for out number 2.
He needed that one to be caught. If that one fell, it would have been the second broken bat base hit of the day. They've already got one. And I think it was George Baker, actually, who had the broken bat single his last time up. So that's
He's
2
on his
broken oh, my goodness.
Twigs.
2 broken twigs.
First pitch to Cooper Chef is a breaker on the outside, strike 1. Chef 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts. Really, it's the back third of this lineup hasn't produced a ton today. But again, the front 6 is just so good. Chef takes a curveball off the inside, 1-1.
Only been a couple of just completely non-competitive at-bats from the bottom of this lineup. 4 strikeouts in the last 3 guys.
1-1, change up. That's a good pitch. Swung on and missed, 1-2. I really think at this point, Braden Barnes, if he can give you 3 or 4 innings out of the bullpen, that's you take that from him, absolutely. Keep the bullpen as healthy as possible for tomorrow. 1-2, change up. Just a little low. Did he go? No, says the first base umpire and the first base coach, 2-2.
Yeah, worth a try, why not? Pretty good pitch, gets the bite.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Curveball tapped right back to Barnes. He knocks it down, picks it up. Falling off the mound, throws to first, and Kosciuszko grabs it for the 3rd out. Barnes all smiles as we head to the bottom of the 7th. It looks like it'll be a new pitcher for Conejo. It will. We'll be back. Crawdads trail 6-1. A new pitcher for Conejo here in the bottom of the 7th, and that is a good sign for the Crawdads. It's the righty Daniel Orozco to face 5, 6, 7 in the Dads lineup. Cam Calvillo, Aiden Camberg, and Ethan Liao. A first pitch fastball to Cam Calvillo, misses up high at 1-0.
Let's talk about Orozco for a quick sec. 2-3 win-loss, 4.18 ERA. He's made now 14 appearances on the summer, 23 innings.
1-0. Line drive left center field. That's a base hit for Calvillo here to start the 7th.
I was going to say he's not going to walk many guys, but he'll give up a hit. 23 hits in 23 innings. It's a good time for the Crawdads to tack some on here, get a couple back after Cole Fisher was just quite simply dominant.
6 innings, 5 hits, a run, no walks, 9 strikeouts for Fisher. In what is his last outing of the summer, he was absurd. Here's Aiden Camberg, who's 2 for 2. Squares to bunt, pulls back, pitch is dropped by the catcher Baker, but Calvillo will stay at first, 1-0. I don't think Camberg is bunting.
It's got to just be to create some movement. Maybe, I don't know. I was going to say set up a hit and run, but I don't think that necessarily makes sense here either. I don't know. Trailing 5, bunting. You're not playing for 1.
A ball and no strikes. Camberg free swinging, fouls it back, 1-1. Yeah, a bunt really, especially with the bottom third in the lineup, doesn't make a ton of sense here. This is back-to-back at bats for him where he's squared to show. A ball and a strike now to Camberg. Calvillo on first, no outs. 1-1. Camberg takes a changeup down low, 2-1.
It's a really, really good pitch. Just drops a little bit below the zone.
2 balls and a strike with the Dads trailing by 5. Pitch from Orozco. Nubber off the end of the bat, left side. The third baseman will cut it off, go to second, go to first. In-time double play. Camberg tripped out of the box, fell to his knee, and that is just so tough.
Just brutal. Erases the leadoff base knock. It probably beats it out if he doesn't slip, but that is such a tough break.
You're watching Crawdads baseball, folks. Here's Ethan Liao, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Orozco a high set, first pitch to Liao. Fastball misses inside, 1-0. Liao struck out in both of his at-bats, waits for the 1-0, and grounds it to short. Chef goes to a backhand on 3 hops to first. This one's not been fun. We'll go to the 8th. Carson will take us the rest of the way.
Six 1 the score. Conejo leads as they come to bat. Lucas Danielwitz, Tommy Kendlinger, and Jack Brooks. 9-1 and 2 for the Oaks. Still Braden Barnes, now his 4th inning of work. Carson Mercier Austin Oda here on the play-by-play game 1 of the CCL Championship game. And the Crawdads need a shutdown top of the 8th inning as the first pitch is swung on and missed for strike 1 to Danielwitz, who is 1 for 3 on the day. His hit came in the 6th off of Braden Barnes. It's just a weak single. 0-1. Big curveball in there for a strike, and it's 0-2. Since entering this game, Barnes has given up 2 runs, but I think he's pitched a lot better than that. There was an error in the 6th inning as the 0-2 skips down below the zone, taken for a ball, 1 and 2. Gave up some hits that, if you ask the Crawdads dugout, they would say that they were Mickey. Just not hit all that hard. Things didn't exactly go his way. He's been better than his line would show. Only a couple of strikeouts, but he's been all around the zone. 1-2 pitch, fastball looping line drive back of first base, and it'll drop in the outfield grass. Another bloop base hit for the Oaks. This time a leadoff single for Lucas Danielwitz, who's got his 2nd hit of the day, his 2nd off of Braden Barnes.
Just the bloop attack is killing the Crawdads.
And it brings up the just most dangerous top of the order, maybe of all time. Tommy Kendlinger he's gotten on base in all 4 of his trips to the plate, reached on the error in the 6th, but a couple of walks, a double, he's scored 2 runs. Lefty-righty matchup as he flares this one into right field. Coming in is Wolbert. He will make the catch running to the line. Throw goes back to 2nd, but no tag from Danielwitz. There's the first out of the top of the 8th inning. Nice running grab down the line from Mark Wolbert.
Well, with the way the ball's been dropping today, you saw that ball off the bat, and the words, "Are you kidding me?" were muttered out of the mouth of a pair in the booth. We're not going to say who, but it's just been that kind of day.
So now lefty-lefty as Jack Brooks comes up. First pitch to him is a fastball that misses way outside, 1-0. Brooks, base hit in the 1st, came around to score. Also stole a bag, walked in the 2nd, stole a bag, scored a run. He's 0 for 2 since then with a couple of strikeouts. Runner on first, 1 away. Barnes, the lefty, comes home and misses high with a fastball. 2 balls, no strikes. One of the strikeouts was the first strikeout of the day for Braden Barnes. Got Jack Brooks looking. 2-0 from Barnes. Fastball popped up out of play, back of home plate, and the count goes to 2-1. 6-1 Conejo leading against the Walnut Creek Crawdads here in game 1 of the CCL Championship. Crawdads in their first ever championship appearance. Conejo has been in and around the championship pretty much their entire time in the CCL. 2-1 pitch popped up on the infield. Firestone doesn't see it. Charging on the corners, Kosciuszko and Calvillo. It'll be Calvillo who calls everyone off and makes the catch only about 10 feet in front of home plate. Firestone just never saw it, but he's lucky Calvillo was there for out number 2.
Yeah, in this sky, not the easiest play. Kind of a purple, dark gray sky. Olivia makes the catch.
Clouds over in the horizon, actually a rainbow out in just about straightaway right field over the hills. Pretty beautiful night. Another lefty-lefty matchup as Austin Carrillo stands in, squares to bunt, takes a ball, runner goes, throw down, not in time, into center field. A stolen base for Danielwitz. He didn't see the ball got into center, so he'll stay put at 2nd. But another stolen base for Conejo, and again they have a man in scoring position. It's the 8th stolen bag of the day for Conejo.
Yeah. It's a lot. Feel bad for Owen Firestone because don't know how much of them are on him.
So 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Now a runner on 2nd base, Lucas Danielwitz. He's got some pretty decent wheels. Lefty on lefty, Carrillo takes down low, 2 balls, no strikes. Carrillo has 3 runs batted in, done half the damage for the Oaks today. Sacrifice fly to straightaway center in the 1st, a 2-run single in the second, struck out in the fourth, reached on a fielder's choice in the sixth. 2 balls, no strikes. Barnes behind, trying to battle back. 2-0 misses outside, and 3-0 the count goes. Justin Rubin waits on deck, the right-handed batter. If I had to guess, Barnes trying to get this guy right here. 3 balls, no strikes, and 2 outs. A high leg kick, Barnes comes home, and nowhere close. Misses in the dirt. A 2-out walk to put runners on first and second.
Second of the day for Braden Barnes. Open base, yeah, but Rubin now has a chance to all but end this game.
Rubin is 2 for 4, a double in the first. He singled in the fifth. That was the first batter that Barnes faced. Came around to score in that inning. Grounded out to third and reached on a fielder's choice. Bats with runners on first and second, and 2 outs here in the top of the 8th inning. Oaks trying to increase their 6-1 lead. Changeup misses down below the zone. Blocked by Firestone, and it's 1-0. It looked like Firestone almost blocked it completely standing up. Good 10 feet in front of the mound. That pitch missed. Or in front of the plate, that pitch missed. Danielewicz, the runner on second. Carrillo, the runner on first. 1-0. Fastball skied, shallow right field. In the park, Wolbert moves in, over towards the line, and makes the catch for the final out here in the top of the 8th inning. Conejo able to get a couple of 2-out base runners, not able to convert. We'll go to the bottom half. 6-1 Oaks lead here on the Walnut Creek Crawdads streaming network. Eight, 9, and 1 for the Dads here in the bottom of the 8th inning, who trails 6-1 to the Conejo Oaks. Still Daniel Orozco on the hill. Owen Firestone to lead things off. He's 0 for 2. First pitch from Orozco. Fastball popped up and out of play. 0-1. A ground out back to first in the third for Firestone, and a fly out to straightaway center field. And he's attacking early. First pitch swinging back in the fifth. First pitch swinging here in the 8th. He's only seen 5 pitches so far. The 6th is a check swing liner into the Conejo dugout, and he's behind 0-2. It's a beautiful evening here at Pat Bale Field. The sky and the horizon just purple, a rainbow. Maybe one of the best scenic views of the summer.
No sunny confines, but it's not bad.
No. 0-2 pitch. Looked like George Baker and Daniel Orozco were crossed up. Fastball at the top of the zone that Baker just completely whiffed on. He's going to go have a chat with Orozco. So, yeah, something not right between the two as the count goes to 1-2. Just hasn't really been the Crawdads' day. Got to a 4-0 deficit in the first 2 innings. Yasa just didn't have his stuff. Able to get one back in the third. But in the 5th, top half, Conejo was able to get one as well as one in the 6th. And it's just where we stand. 6-1 the score. 8 hits for Conejo, 6 for the Dads, but those 6 have been scattered, and they're all singles. 1-2 to Firestone. He's able to get a piece of a slider that was down below the zone and stay alive.
Action in the Crawdads bullpen. Cal Johnson getting loose. The house that Cal Johnson built last Tuesday.
For real. 7 scoreless innings. Maybe saved the Crawdads summer. 1-2. This is high by the hands. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Crawdads after that game would go on to lose 4 consecutive. Would come down to the final game of the summer. They needed to beat Menlo Park to secure the #1 seed in the CCL North. 2-2. Fastball rolled on the ground slowly to third. Jack Brooks snags it. His throw to first is just in time to get Firestone, who is running well, but a 5-3 putout to start the 8th.
Love the hustle from Firestone. Not much you can do there.
So the number 9 man, Nico DeFazio, also 0 for 2, a ground out to second, and a strikeout looking in the 5th. Orozco taking his time, works from the stretch with nobody on. Third baseman Jack Brooks comes in charging very late to cover for a bunt, but DeFazio not squaring, takes a fastball inside but called a strike, 0-1. A 1 pitch. Fastball, same spot. This time called a ball, and the count goes to 1-1. Orozco on the mound kind of just put his hands up in the air asking where. It's the same pitch, and I think he's got a reason to argue. One and one. Fastball swing and a miss. DeFazio was behind it, and it's 1-2.
Really good two-seam action. A lot of sink, down and in, towards DeFazio. Not a lot he can do with that.
You know what they say about changing lanes at 90 miles an hour? It's illegal. Ball and 2 strikes. Orozco home. Fastball hit on the ground to short. Chef gloves it, has some trouble with it, picks it up, throws to first, not in time. DeFazio's barely able to run it out. It'll be an E6, but the Crawdads have a man on for the top of the order.
All right. Keep it working.
Let there be life. Got to keep the line moving. Crawdads trailing 6-1 here in the last of the 8th inning. Baker out to have a chat with Orozco as Mark Wolbert steps into the left-handed batter's box. Wolbert's 2 for 3 today, a run scored, and also a strikeout. It was the 8th strikeout victim of the starter Cole Fisher, who ended up striking out 9, season high for him. He was just dominant. Wolbert, the left-handed batter's ready. First pitch misses outside, and a 1-0 the count.
We'll say the purple sunset is kind of unbelievable.
I'm gonna take a picture. I took one in the middle of the inning, but it's just gotten better since then. I don't know if our camera quite does it
I've
justice.
been told that it looks beautiful on the TV.
Okay.
Parents are big screening it right now.
It's pretty awesome.
Plus the rainbow out in right is pretty sick.
It's almost, I've never seen that before.
Poetic.
Actually.
I don't know what the poetry's about, but something.
1-0 pitch. Fastball fouled straight back. Pretty good cut from Wolbert, but he's just a little under it. And it's 1-1. Game 1 of the 3-game series for the CCL Championship game. Crawdads really struggled against CCL South teams since 2021. 11-21 is their record. And danger of falling even further below 500 as the 1-1 pitch misses outside, 2-1.
All right, string together some good at-bats. We've seen the Crawdads have a really big tendency of coming back in the last couple of years. Haven't seen that same team this year, but no better time than the present.
Especially with this part of the lineup, as the 2-1 is taken for a strike.
That's a,
Wolbert
sorry.
Can't believe it.
Come
Neither
on,
can Austin.
man.
Should have been ball 3, and
I mean, the difference between 3-1 and 2-2 is insane, especially in this part of the lineup. Rawr.
Fazio, small lead off first, not running. 2-2 pitch, hit hard right at the second baseman on one hop, flips to second one, on to first, a double play to end the inning. Fazio reaches on the air, but the 4-6-3 to end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors,
Or the top.
Or 1 error, no runners left on base. To the 9th we go, 6-1, Conejo leads. In the final frame from Pat Bale Field, Game 1 of the CCL Championship game has been all Conejo so far. They come up here in the top of the 9th inning, middle of their order, and a new pitcher, Cal Johnson, on the hill for the Dads.
He's been good. 4-2, 3.79 ERA
Leading off the
in
top
league
of the
play.
inning for Conejo.
Made a couple starts. His best 7 shutout innings here just about 2 weeks ago.
Only struck out 2 batters, but only walked 1 and really saved the bullpen as the first pitch he throws to Nick Leahy misses high and tight, 1-0. He's calling for Firestone. Not sure what the conversation could be about, but those two will talk alone in front of the mound. 6 runs on 8 hits, an error for Conejo, a run on 6 hits, an error for the Crawdads. It's just hasn't been their day. The last 4 innings, the Crawdads don't have a hit. Well, they only have 1 hit in the last 4 innings. It's just been rough, a rough night for the Bats. The pitching for Conejo has been really, really good. 1-0 to Nick Leahy. He skies this one deep into right field. Wolbert going back, chasing it to the track. It one-hops off the wall in right field. Leahy will take second. It's a stand-up double to start the 9th.
Just a good team.
It's a good swing. Outside fastball that Leahy drives the other way for his first hit of the day. Came in 1 for 3 with a walk, 1 for 4 with a double. It'll bring up Landon West, the first baseman, who is 0 for 2 officially. A walk and a sacrifice bunt. Right-handed batter. Waggles the bat, squares the bunt, pops it up down the third base line. It'll drop in front of Johnson. He picks it up bare-handed, throws to first, in time to get him. Back pick to third, gets away from Calvillo. A run will score. It's 7-1, and I just don't
What are we doing?
the purpose in throwing that ball.
No reason. That does nothing. Not going to sugarcoat. It's a bad decision.
It's an E3 that allows the run to score.
Especially after a great play by Cal Johnson. Just no reason to throw that ball.
So a sacrifice bunt that allows Leahy to get to third, and E3 that allows Leahy to score, and a fresh inning for Cal Johnson. 7-1 with 1 out, nobody on, as George Baker swings through a first pitch fastball. It's 0-1. Things already felt almost out of reach. And yeah, that certainly does not help. Left-handed batter Baker just flares this one down the left field line, a base hit. It's his second Mickey hit of the day. He's going to try and take second. Here's the throw from Camberg, cut off, and a double for George Baker. Maybe had an exit velocity of 45. It's the second extra base hit of this inning. Got a feel for Cal Johnson. Just hasn't been the Crawdads' night. Here's Cooper Sheff, the shortstop. He's had a rough night. 2 strikeouts and a fly out, a ground out. He's 0 for 4. Right-handed batter holds his hands high and takes a fastball strike right down the middle, 0-1. Conejo up to 10 hits on the day.
2 of them hit hard, maybe 3.
Yeah.
That's not an exaggeration either.
That's just baseball. 0-1. Slider on the outside and a called strike. Finally, a call. It goes the Crawdads' way. Cooper Sheff kind of looked back in disapproval. But Crawdads have certainly seen some go that probably shouldn't have been. Johnson looking for out number 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Fastball flared back of the infield. Walker backpedals a couple of steps, calls everyone off, and makes the catch, staring into what is a now dark sky. It's the second out of the top of the 9th inning.
Right fielder Lucas Danielewicz.
Here's the number 9 man, Lucas Danielewicz. 2 for 4 day for him. Was 0 for 2 in his first couple of plate appearances with a strikeout and a sharp liner into center field that Casey Cummings took a base hit away from. His first pitch swinging here, but he taps it foul, 0-1. A single in the 6th, single in the 8th. He's put together a couple of good at-bats. So stole a bag in the 8th, scored a run in the 6th. RBI spot here. George Baker, the catcher, not a ton of wheels, but has a good lead and will be going on the swing here. 0-1 is a bit low. Count goes to 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. Johnson from the stretch. Slider hit on the ground. 2 hops for DeFazio. Gloves throw is high but pulled down by Kosciuszko. Conejo retired in the top of the 9th inning, able to get a run on a pair of doubles. They leave a man stranded on second base. Last chance for the Dads. They need 6 to tie, 7 to win as they come to bat in the bottom of the 9th. It'll be Casey Cummings, Cole Kosciuszko, and Isaiah Walker when we come back here on the Walnut Creek Crawdads Streaming Network.
Leading off the bottom
Last
of the ninth.
half of the ninth inning, last chance for the Crawdads in game 1 of the CCL Championship game. They'll have Casey Cummings, Cole Kosciuszko, Isaiah Walker trailing 6 runs. They need to piece something together off of Daniel Orozco, who's in his 3rd inning of relief. He's been good. First pitch fastball to Casey Cummings misses inside, a little bit high as well. 1-0. Cummings a single, RBI single in the 3rd, but he's 1 for 3. Strikeout looking in the 6th was the 9th and final strikeout for the starter, Cole Fisher, as this one ran inside and got Casey on the wrist. Also got a piece of George Baker behind home plate. Looks like Casey's okay. Baker on a little bit more pain.
Can't tell if it got him on the wrist or on the ribs, or both.
Yeah, maybe both. It looked at first, it got Casey on the wrist and then ricocheted off. Hit Baker in a not so good spot to get hit. If you know, you know. So Dave Solis is out having a chat. Looks like Baker is okay, just needed a breather, stretching out behind home plate. Yeah, that.
You know, as someone who's been fighting a cramp in my leg for the last inning, I get their pain. So,
A little different than a cramp, but yeah.
I don't know, man. I had to stretch out between innings. I get it. Just saying, I empathize.
So the leadoff runner on for just the 3rd time today for the Crawdads.
Got it back in the 1st, and you were feeling good. And look how that ended.
Yeah, it was this guy at the plate with Wolbert on first, popped up in foul ground with Wolbert running. Baker is able to double him off at first base. Runner on first, Cummings. Huge lead. They're paying no attention to him. First pitch to Kosciuszko. And misses outside. 1-0. Kosciuszko 0 for 3. The pop-up in foul ground. That was in the 1st. A strikeout in the 3rd. And a fly out to left in the 6th. Casey's going to take off. Pitch is fouled off the other way. Count goes to 1-1.
Hey, we saw the other day down in Lincoln, the Potters were down 7 going into the bottom half of the 9th against a really good team. And they ended up getting the win there. So, who knows?
That was also in game 1.
Yeah.
Of what league do they play in now?
PEL.
PEL. Casey goes again. Pitch is called a ball. Throw to second. No shot. Casey goes in standing. And the Crawdads have the runner on second base. Nobody out. It's a stolen bag for Casey Cummings.
For the for what it's worth, by the way, I feel like we should update. Game tomorrow will be here at 4 p.m. here at the College of Alameda, Pat Bell Field.
2-1 to Kosciuszko. Fastball high and tight. 3 balls and a strike. There's double-barreled action down in Conejo's bullpen. Looks like a righty is throwing. A lefty is just standing on the mound, almost waiting for a catcher to throw to. Orozco set at the chest. 3-1 pitch is popped up foul out of play. 3-2. Crawdads have had some comebacks, or a comeback here at this field a couple of weeks ago, trailing the Alameda Merchants pretty big. Able to get some runs and get themselves back into it. They ended up losing the game, but they showed some life when the sun went down. Maybe they can do it here. As 3-2 is fouled into the screen. We'll do it again.
Got to get runners. Got to keep it going. Crawdads have scored 8 in an inning before. Scored 10 in an inning. Have scored 12 in an inning. Who says you can't do 6 against the best pitching staff in the CCL?
3-2. Line drive, right field, pretty deep. Danielowitz going back. He makes the catch in front of the track. Cummings will head to third on the sacrifice. Not the sacrifice, but able to advance. Kosciuszko gave it a good ride.
I hit it hard. I think, honestly, if that ball's at Monte Vista, it might get out. Alas, we are not at Monte Vista.
So 1 out, man on third. Casey Cummings with Isaiah Walker coming to the plate. He was 9 for his last 14 coming into today. He is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. 7-1 Conejo leading in the bottom of the 9th inning. First pitch misses outside, and it's 1-0. Cole Fisher started things for Conejo. Went 6 innings, 1-run ball, allowed 4 hits, no walks, 9 strikeouts. 1-0 pitch is flared down the right field line, a foul ball, 1-1. Orozco, since entering this ball game, has not allowed a run, only allowed 1 hit. One and one. A little bit low and a called strike. It's 1-2. We've seen the zone pulse, and feels like more often than not it's gone against the Crawdads. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Working from the stretch with the runner on third is Orozco, comes home, and the pitch misses low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Everyone resets. Walker in the right-handed batter's box ready. Pounds this one in the ground to the second baseman, Leahy. Comes home, or charges, goes to first. A run comes home. It's an RBI ground out for Walker and a 7-2 ball game, but now with 2 outs.
Third baseman Cameron
It's big for, those following along in Vegas. All the Crawdads minus 6.5 bettors. Nah, it's a joke. Don't worry.
Conejo looking for their first win in a CCL Championship game since 2018. They're 1 out away from doing so with a 5-run lead. Cam Calvillo will stand in as the last chance for the Crawdads. First pitch to him. Fastball low, 1-0. Calvillo 1 for 3. Single in his last at-bat back in the 7th. 2 strikeouts before that. 1 swinging, 1 looking. 1-0. Off the outside, 2 balls, no strikes. We saw Cam Calvillo in a couple of really hitters-friendly counts, specifically in his first at-bat. Chased a 3-1 fastball up and out of the zone. Would have been ball 4. Ended up striking out. Plate discipline is hasn't been as great as it was at the start of the summer. 2-0 misses high, 3 balls, no strikes, but he's always good to put in a good at-bat.
Light's pretty red here. 3-0. 5-run game. I wouldn't expect to swing.
3-0. He's swinging. He's pounding it on the ground to the shortstop. Chef, throw to first in time, and the ball game is over. Conejo wins their first game in a CCL Championship game since 2018, and the Crawdads drop it. The bats were never there. Just not a great game. They were shut down by Conejo pitching staff. The starter, Cole Fisher, was nearly perfect. 6 innings, 4 hits, a run, no walks, 9 strikeouts. Carson just didn't really have his stuff. 4 innings, 5 hits. That's okay, but 4 runs, 4 walks, 7 strikeouts, allowed a couple of doubles. Just a rough one. And the Crawdads drop game 1 at home.
Yeah, not a ton of bright spots today for the Crawdads. Mark Wolbert started things off well, 2 hits in his first 2 at-bats. But looking up and down the lineup card, a couple hits from Aiden Camberg, an unlucky double play. The lineup didn't do anything. 6 hits, especially after having 5 through 5. Or 4, yeah, 5 through 5. It's tough. And then on the other end, Braden Barnes was good. But it didn't really matter at that point. Arciniega really struggled. And the Crawdads are a game away from their season ending.
Backs against the wall the rest of the way it'll be. We will have a post-game show. It'll be pretty brief with Dylan Allen and Olivia Arciniega. Yeah, not much else for us to say. We started things at 6:08. Finished, wrapped it up at 8:38, so 2.5 hours. Pretty good game time, just considering the circumstances. Yeah, winning pitcher Cole Fisher, loser Carson Yasa in his final start as a Crawdad.
Can I add one thing before we go?
Of course.
We're saying goodbye to an intern today, so I feel like we have to give a shout. Matt Leong, hitting the road. Matty Ice, one of the best.
Awesome. Just
Crawdad intern,
maybe of the century.
maybe of the century, maybe of all time. Really, Matty Ice. Matt's right here. You know, we'll tell him all the great things we think about him off the air, but for the on the air, big thanks to Matt. He was awesome.
All right, so one more time.
And he rakes against me.
Okay. All right, so the final from Pat Bale Field in Game 1 of the CCL Championship. Conejo on top of Walnut Creek, 7-2. 10 hits, an error for Conejo, 6 hits, 2 errors for Walnut Creek. For Olivia Arciniega, Dylan Allen, Matt Leong. My name is Carson Mercier for Austin Oda. We're signing out. We will see you tomorrow here, 4 o'clock, for Game 2 of the championship game.
Welcome in to the Crawdads postgame here at the College of Alameda. The Crawdads fall to the Conejo Oaks 7-2 in the first game of the CCL Championship. A rough one, to say the least. Not a great game overall, but, you know, they'll be back here tomorrow. Olivia, first reactions here?
Honestly, it's so tough. I mean, as you know, we have bias Crawdads interns. You know, it's really tough. It's I mean, for the Oaks, they came out and you have to hand it to them. Their pitching was phenomenal. Phenomenal. I mean, it was really hard to play against, get good swings off, but even with that, the Dads had 6 hits and only brought in 2 runs. And yes, you can say that the Oaks, some of those runs, especially in the first and second inning, were not maybe supposed to happen. We're kind of just maybe luck, ball placement, but also came from kind of sloppy throws from the dads. Just, it's frustrating because, I don't know, it's just frustrating, Dylan. But it's tough. But even with that, I mean, to see the dads, I mean, rally back with one more hit at the end of the bottom of the ninth inning, keep up the energy. It's tough. I just hope that they can bring it tomorrow.
They fall 7-2 to the South champions. You know, I agree that those 2 runs in the top of the second came with 2 outs, 2 strikes, and a bloop over Nico DeFazio's head on a 2-strike jam shot. Barely breaks the gap in left field or over shortstop. And, you know, they get 2 runs out of it, and then it's a 4-0 game. So that's a big break for them on a 2-strike swing. It's just soft contact. Yes, they had 10 hits, but a lot of them were soft contact. And the 2 runs in the first, those were earned. I mean, all 4 runs were earned on Carson Yasa, but it just not, I mean, you know, those 2 runs were brutal. And then they get another couple runs in the later innings for insurance on a few errors. You had 2 errors by the Crawdads and a little bit of a sloppy play from the infield tonight. You know, we've seen Cam Calvillo, who's been rock solid at third this entire season, overthrow one at first, and then Cole Kosciuszko, who's been solid at first, just looked like a little miscommunication throwing back, and he couldn't time it up. It looked like Calvillo was just off. He thought he was maybe there trying to backpick a runner, and then the Oaks get a run off that. But, I mean, I thought Carson Yasa had a really good start. 7 Ks. I mean, he was pitching very well. Just unfortunate that they get those 2 runs in the second. As otherwise, it's a 2-0. It's a 2-1 game heading into the 5th inning, and then they just get a couple runs. But you know, the offense. It's been a long day. The offense did look a little lethargic.
I would agree, definitely. And I mean, another thing, just maybe calls aren't going your way with the umps. Maybe the other team is, you know, a lot of energy from the Oaks coming into this game, excited, loving to talk, and you know, the dads can't let that get in their head. It can't be the umps game. It can't be the other team's game. It has to be your game. And offensively, I don't think they showed that today. However, again, like you said, it was a long day between getting to the field at 1 o'clock to starting a game at 6 after having to travel. A long day for both teams, granted, but especially for the dads. And yeah, I mean, you hope tomorrow they come in with a better mindset. It's win or go home.
Yeah.
And they got to get it done tomorrow.
They kind of ran all over them, too. I don't know how many stolen bases, but they had a lot. 8 stolen bases, that will be the confirmed number. That you just don't want to see that in any game, especially a championship game. I think in the first 4 innings alone, they probably had 5 or 6 stolen bags. A lot came with a runner on third, and then they were just moving that runner from first to second without any contest. So overall, just a rough game, but they will be back here tomorrow, 4 p.m. The Crawdads taking on the Oaks once again, looking to get it back. They fall 7-2 here tonight, but as Olivia said, win or go home.
And it'd be sad to see the dads end such a good season tomorrow here. And, you know, again, credit to the Oaks. They came out, they pitched, they played offensively, defensively today. They had a great day. You just hope the dads can come out better tomorrow.
They just need to start fast, more energy, and I think the biggest thing for them is make adjustments in game. You know, the umpire, yes, was calling a lot of balls a little bit below the knee, but you got to be able to, as a team, make adjustments and recognize that in game, start hacking at those pitches below the knees. So that would be the biggest thing, just in game adjustments, and then just come out attacking on those first pitch fastballs. So that'll wrap it up here for the Crawdads post-game stream. They lose 7-2, but will be back tomorrow, 4 o'clock against the Oaks. Thank you for joining us. My name is Dylan Allen, joined by Olivia Arciniega. We will see you tomorrow.